Everybody, welcome to part two of episode 300. We have a smorgasbord of more really fun guest
Oh
interviews,
yeah.
but we're going to bullshit first, as is our way. Brian, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. Every day is a living dream for me. I spring out of bed in the morning. Little birdies circle my head, and then I
And
dance.
Morning Mood is
That's right.
playing,
Morning mood is playing. But a real
and you check your
orchestra, my
Mickey
real
Mouse
orchestra
watch.
outside. Yep, morning mood's playing. I check my Mickey Mouse watch. I wake up next to a stunning and mysterious woman. Um, she's only mysterious because she stopped talking to me about 3 years ago, but that's neither here nor there. But so yeah, I spring out of bed next to the previous night's conquest, shall we say, and then I traipse into my kitchen, and I have my single Cheerio and a
Placed on your tongue like a communion
that's right, and I
wafer.
let it melt, and I let
And even holier because there's a hole in
that's
it.
right, and I let it drip down my throat, so I let it dissolve. As I take an eyedropper and I put espresso on it until the slurry drips down past my uvula into my throat, and that's my meal for the day. And then I go on my 10-mile jog, and with my
What do you
entourage, of
call this
course.
diet? Your Cheerio diet, your single Cheerio?
I call it food maxing.
Whole Foods, no
Yes,
W.
there. I well, yeah, I like that. I think that's right. I should only eat toroidal food from now on. But the thing is, almost anything can be toroidal if you just take your thumb and you little Jack Horner it into the center,
That's
right?
cheating.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta, right? Like, I don't know. Is it cheating if my personal chef makes everything toroidal, which they do?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, maybe we've had this exact conversation, but you could do donuts, bagels, a lot of pasta varietals. You
Mm-hmm.
got your bucatini, you got your penne, you got options
Yeah,
there.
topologically all similar. Uh huh.
Uh huh. Um, anyway, Brian, are you a Milano cookie enjoyer?
Remind me, they're ovals with chocolate in the middle. Is that a Milano,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
are there mint Milanos and regular Milanos, or just mint?
Well, there are a variety of flavors
There
now.
are.
Yeah.
What are the other flavors?
They've got a dark chocolate one. They've got white chocolate lemon. They've got orange chocolate and raspberry chocolate, which are my two
I
favorites.
don't like citrus and chocolate.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Because why? Why don't I like it though? Leighton? That's the question.
Why?
It's too good, and I have a plateau. Like I can only get things that are so delicious before I tap out
Yeah.
because I don't
I
deserve
was
it.
able to introduce Milanos to someone who had never even seen them before last night, which was
What
very exciting.
is
Being
this
like,
person from a far off land?
indeed they are.
Wow.
And just looking at it and being like, huh, what's this? And then discovering the best store bought cookie you can eat. And also sharing that you can dip them in coffee
Well,
and it's perfect.
I do agree. In terms of store bought cookies and Pepperidge Farms in general cookies, they are the best by like a fucking long shot. Some of those other
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farms varietals are hot garbage.
Especially the soft ones. Like, I
I
love a soft cookie, but not like that.
well, I really do hate though, like a Chips Ahoy style cookie where you buy in a prepackaged and it's like a chocolate chip cookie and it's hard as a rock. Like it's
Honestly, I love a Chips Ahoy, and I do not
mm.
like hard cookies in general, which you take a soft cookie and you rub it a little bit to make a hard cookie. And
Wait. Well,
I
hold
like
on.
the
We'll go
Chips Ahoy.
back up for a second. Walk me through that process.
I'm not doing the motion, Brian. You know why.
I don't know what you're talking about, first of all, because everybody, this is Late Night with Brian Wecht. My name is Brian Wecht. Here we have Leighton Gray discussing her process of making things hard. Now, Leighton, you were about to do a motion, I believe.
Brian, I don't want more emails.
You
I
know,
can't handle any
come on.
more
You want
fucking
a couple
emails.
more emails, right? Just a couple.
Um,
Just a couple.
I think Chips Ahoy are pretty good, especially the kind with M&Ms in them. But in all other situations, I don't like a firm cookie, like especially if it's fresh baked. I want a little underbaked
Yeah,
kind of
well, you
cookie.
have to, but this is what I don't like about a store bought. Again, like you don't want a limp Oreo, like that's a sacrilege. So
You know, people do the thing where they put Oreos in a bowl or a cup and they crush them up and pour milk over the top. It's disgusting. I've done it. It's like the
no,
worst.
why would you do that? That's like no. I think that's you've given up on a lot of things if that's where you're at. Uh, the
So you'd think that would be right up my alley.
Yeah, that's right. Your nightly dinner. The But the thing is, Oreos are supposed to be crunchy, right? It's when you
Mm-hmm.
leave the bag open too long and they get limp, then they're bad. With a chocolate chip
Yeah.
cookie, if it's hard, something has gone wrong. You rubbed it too much, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Now you were,
What's your favorite kind of cookie?
I mean, I go simple. I like a chocolate chip cookie. I like a Toll House chocolate chip cookie. Honestly,
Describe your ideal chocolate chip cookie. Talk to me about chip
I mean,
size, baked
statuesque.
level.
Like red lip kind of look.
Yeah,
Uh,
likes pina coladas on the
yeah,
beach.
sleek, shimmering dress, that sort of thing.
Svelte,
Oh, indeed, svelte. Yeah,
erudite,
absolutely. Highly intelligent, and
small breasts, tasteful.
tasteful. I think I'm not gonna mandate it. I'm not a monster.
Everybody, I'm referencing the way that Dan Brown writes about women. I'm
Hmm.
not saying that smaller breasts are in some way more tasteful.
That's
All booby good except for
all booby good.
illustrations,
That's the official stance of this
except
podcast.
for illustrations of anime girls with balloon tits that defy gravity. Like, do you even like
Hold on, I
boobs?
have to look
The,
something up real quick.
there's like gravity exists. What's cool about the human body and what looks nice about it is that it's, I don't know, shaped like organic material and not children's party helium balloons.
Hmm. 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 Yeah.
So, Brian, I'm going to admit that I'm a hypocrite, which is not news to
No,
anybody
I'm
who listens to this
absolutely.
show.
I'm aware of this.
Last week, I believe I said that under no circumstances I would be watching the Fallout show.
Hmm.
I'm like 6 episodes in, and I got coerced into this
And you had watched
because
none of it before.
none of it, other than some scenes to just get a sense
Yeah.
of like what's going on. I spent the weekend wearing my Vault Boy shirt playing Fallout New Vegas, and someone was like, "We have to watch the show. Come on, we put the Steam Deck down
And
and
it's
let's
on
watch the show."
Amazon, right?
It is, yes. Nobody give it money, especially for the atrocity they've committed in making this show. It's. I have much to say, and I mentioned this to Jory. I want to. He's only seen the first 2 episodes, and I want to make him watch the rest so that we can
Yeah,
do
force him to.
me and him talking about it because our feelings align. Trying to not bogart
You
this
love it,
conversation.
right?
It's fantastic. Um,
People seem
it
to like it, right? I think it
They
generally
do,
got
and they're
positive
wrong.
reviews.
Yeah. I'm very hardline against video game TV show adaptations, and I think this one is just criminal because it's like the games in all the worst ways. Um, and if I had to do like a defining trait of it, is that it's all aesthetic, all symbols, with none of the juice that makes Fallout interesting. It's lovingly rendered, spiritually vacant. I think about the Dennis Reynolds quote and line read of it's about the thrill of wearing another man's skin,
Hmm.
feeling his innermost wants and desires. That's how you get off. Because that's just like what they're doing. Like the production design,
Looks
costumes,
amazing.
props,
I mean, the clips I've seen. I watched
gorgeous.
the first episode, fell asleep, and then forgot to go back.
Valid response. But the thing is, everything else, the writing is shit. The cinematography is ass. They shot it on film, not like you could tell.
They
Um,
did?
yes. And the lighting, it has like the worst lighting I've seen in a TV show in recent memory. And so it's like
Well, it's
with the editing,
post-apocalyptic. They didn't have lights.
shut up. The editing is like, and the constant period needle drops instead of, they got Ramin Djawadi, the goat of TV
Yes,
score, to
indeed.
do the score, and you never fucking hear it because it's just like ink spots and it completely undercuts itself. It doesn't, like, I get that it's trying to be more of a comedy, but it doesn't even take its own characters seriously. And like for comedy to play, the script at least needs to have some level of like empathy or compassion for the characters. You need the pathos for comedy to play. And it's like, I wouldn't mind the comedy if it was actually funny, but it's like the least funny shit
Yeah.
in the world. And for all of this, like the acting is great, the props, production design, everything looks fantastic. And then they just destroy it with lighting and editing. And it feels like such a palpable waste. It's like these people are giving fantastic
Who
performances.
else is in it besides Wally Goggy?
Uh, Wally Goggles. Ella Purnell, Michael Emerson is in one episode.
Oh, well, now you
Uh,
have my attention.
I forget the actor who plays Maximus, but Maximus is my favorite character because he doesn't get a lot of dialogue. And when you just get to watch an actor act without them saying the dumbest lines you've ever heard in your life, it's like, oh, he is wonderful. Um, it's this is the thing that bothers me about watching stuff like this is if I'm watching two characters talk and I can guess the next line for the entire scene, you have done a bad
So
job.
you want
That is not
a
good
scene
writing.
entirely of non sequiturs, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I love random jokes and I love turning the occasional goofiness of Fallout into just like, look at all these wacky people who are weird for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Every single set looks like a set. And like, there's no sense of travel or place or geography or history. That's like the real juice that makes Fallout its thing. It's about how people change their environments and how their environments change them. And we just go places that mean nothing, have no significance.
It,
There's no like
that's what it's
culture that
about.
exists. I mean, it's a pretty fundamental part of what makes the earlier
Oh, see,
games
I thought it was
really
about
special.
ethics and games journalism.
Yeah, it's about that and also capitalism as the
Mm-hmm.
show
Mm-hmm.
decides that the games are about with the most subtle. It's doing too much. I will say the Brotherhood of Steel has always been the least interesting thing to me about the games, but they keep bringing it back, much like the Enclave, because they're so enamored of power armor and they just have to do it. This is the first time that I've actually been interested in the Brotherhood of Steel because they go back to the like mysticism of the order because it is still a paramilitary techno fascist thing, but they lean into the original inspiration for a lot of the Brotherhood of Steel stuff and Fallout in general is the book Canticle for Leibowitz, which is a
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic novel that's,
We've discussed at length on this show.
yeah,
Yes.
we have. And they explicitly reference it in the show, which I like. But the Brotherhood of Steel returns much more to this like monastic order and this structure and superstition and all of that. So I do like that a lot. It's just like I need the show to be worse because it's even more frustrating to watch something that's so competent in some areas and just
Yes.
such a fuck up in
Are you
others.
going to finish both seasons?
I don't know if I can do season 2. I don't know if I can stomach the New Vegas season because it's like I know what happens and they set up. They're like, oh yeah, everything that happened in New Vegas was destroyed, but by the end of the season, it's just them setting up the chess pieces again. So it's like, why the fuck are we here? What are we doing? And
Yeah.
I'm trying to not let my annoying Redditor Fallout New Vegas fanboyism color the show too much. Like I need to accept it not as an adaptation, but they show stuff that contradicts the lore and I have to sit there and audibly repeat, I am not a hater, I'm not being a hater, I'm not being a hater. But they show bombed out Shady Sands and it's like there's a vein in my forehead visible right now.
I love that.
Anyway,
I love that for you. I also love because I
thank
have
you.
no idea what that means. I can only assume from your reaction that it is a slap in the face
Yeah.
of true fans.
Yeah. I'm fascinated. Like I have to know what happens. It's fascinating and it really speaks to what a difference lighting makes because the light sources make no goddamn sense. There's so many scenes where they're sitting around a campfire and in the wide, you see a real fire. We cut to the close up and there's like a red fill that makes no goddamn sense. It's not even flickering. It's just like this smooth red, like every scene feels like that. It's like, where do you think the light source is? It's so flat and the like concept art and designs from the games that they've recreated so lovingly have shape and dimension and shape language that makes sense and is gorgeous. And when you light it correctly, it looks fantastic. Just let that do the work. Introduce a natural light source and let that do the fucking work. What this show needs is mods, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I like that. The idea of modding a TV show. Well, have you considered AI?
Oh, wow. That would really make it a lot better.
I know.
Also, it's like a lot of the practical stuff looks great, and then there's really shitty CGI on top of
Oh,
it.
that's
It's
a
like,
bummer.
let the practical stuff that looks great speak for itself. Like it
Yeah.
simultaneously looks so expensive and so cheap. Anyway, I'll stop.
Well, I'm sorry you're
I'm
not
just,
having more fun.
no, I'm having a great time. I love being angry.
Well, I know we're
I
300 episodes in. Obviously, you love being angry.
it fuels me. I get the most creative fulfillment out of consuming things that are bad and then picking them apart and taking the lessons from that. So,
My
you know,
speaking of being angry, Audrey had I don't know, a late night, kind of a rough night the other night, and Rachel was like helping her calm down. And as I was not in the room for this, but I heard about it. Um, Rachel comes out of the room and she comes up to me. She goes, "Audrey told me." She said, "Can you please tell Daddy not to annoy me tomorrow?"
preemptive strike. Wow.
I know.
And have you listened to
Of
that?
course, of course. I listen to women, and I
Mhm.
like. Shh. The,
Uh,
never gets old.
it doesn't get old for me either. I love it.
I love shushing people as a joke. I think you
Hmm.
can't pull it out too often. I mean, I do it pretty much every week on this show,
No, and I
but
do it to you
of course,
consistently.
yes. But it is funny when you get a really good shh, 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 shh. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I love it. So with that
But
in
then
mind,
people
yes.
people who do it unironically though,
Oh, I
like
don't think I've ever seen anyone pull that move. I mean, who wasn't like a teacher or something.
same.
Uh, do it like an actual human being, be an asshole in that way, like an actual shush. I've
Yeah.
I've heard like, hey, can I finish my point type things, obviously, but not a shh. That
Yeah.
that would take a level of aggression that I don't think I've ever seen in person.
I mean, it's like worse when someone is just straight up talking over you and interrupting you, and then you have to whip out the like, "Excuse me, I'm not done
That's
talking.
right.
If you wouldn't mind waiting a moment."
Yes,
Um,
I have to do occasionally, of
yeah,
course.
yeah. Some people are such serial offenders about it, and it's like, yeah, every time you do this, I like you less,
Yes,
and
I have a
I'm
couple.
gonna have a huge crash out the next time you do it,
I have a
and
couple
it's
of
gonna be
friends.
embarrassing for everyone
Oh,
involved.
it's like yes, I have a couple of friends and relatives who I dearly love. Who and then once you notice it, it just gets worse and worse
Yeah.
and worse because you're like they're gonna do it again. They're gonna do it again and then do it. It's like
And it's different when you like high key secretly hate the person.
that's right, very.
It's like you're putting me so close. It's so hard to get me over that line where I'll flip out at someone. But like, if you're pushing it that far and I'm getting there, you deserve it.
Oh, see, as you I think may know because we've talked about it, when I secretly hate someone, I get very polite. Very
Yeah.
polite. That's
I
yeah.
definitely do the same, but I go beyond the polite into being just excruciatingly decent just to make them
Yeah,
feel like a
absolutely.
dick.
You have to. That's right. Um well, speaking of other people, see,
And interacting with them.
and interacting with them, but not people we hate
Yeah. And not interrupting
and
them.
not interrupting them. I would never interrupt a guest on this show. Let's move on to our guests. So, as we did last week for 300 Part 1, we have 6 wonderful guests. And we're not going to tell you who they are, although you could read the description of the show. You're an adult, you can read it. But if you don't want to know, we're not going to spoil the names here. We're just going to go through a bunch of wonderful people, some of our favorites from over the years. And this is the last part of this episode. We're not doing a part 3. So enjoy.
Because then we'd have
Yeah.
666, and that's the
Oh,
devil's
that's
number.
true. Yeah, no, that's not today, Satan, because I'm booked up today. Tomorrow I'm available. So please
Free all day.
hit me up in the morning. We'll find a time. We'll do a diabolical little lunch, and we'll have a great time. But not today, Satan. Just tomorrow.
Whenever's convenient for you.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. I'm flexible. I'm getting there eventually, so we'll figure it out. I'll have your demons call my demons, and we'll make something happen. All right, let's move on to our guests. Please enjoy the cavalcade of whimsy that is episode 300, part 2. Paul,
Hello.
everybody is Paul Gannon. Cheap Show's own.
Returning champion.
You know what I mean? I feel like I do deserve a jacket at this point. I know I have mentioned this before, but I want a jacket the next time I come on.
Late night bomber jackets would be pretty sick.
I actually do love that idea a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do it.
And I'd like to be the inaugural jacket getter, if that's all right.
You deserve it, yeah.
I don't care if you get it from a thrift store and you like just get a marker and write on Leighton Night. I'll take that
way to do it. Yeah.
And
it'll be on brand. So
we can do the little like cursive name tag on it, but we'll give you a different name for the true thrift shop experience. It's like one time I bought.
What if we just misspell it slightly, like Gannon with one N kind of thing?
That's happened many times before in my life.
It's like one time I went to a thrift store and they had a bowl of like mechanic style, stitched name tags. And I bought one that had the name Clint on it. But the cursive did not, there were no gaps in it. So it just said cunt, which is awesome.
That's why Clint Howard is the least popular of the Howard family.
That's what they call him.
That's what they call him. That's how they misspell it on the call sheet.
Yeah.
Paul, you had a question for Brian before.
About aging, I believe.
So, context. I hopefully will be seeing Brian when he brings NSP over to the UK. How lovely that will be. And
by the way, I like that framing of I am bringing NSP over to the UK. Let's keep that up because I do appreciate that.
You're
my only point of contact with that whole sphere of your life, so of course it's going to be you. It's like it has to be. You're my frame of reference. And I was saying how as exciting as it will be to see the show, I will feel old by lieu of content creator and receptive audience. And then I was thinking to myself, Brian, going forward as you get older and you've got to keep this going, are you going to go full midlife crisis, spinal tap, however you want to frame it, and just like overcompensate? Like, I'm not saying you'll be hiding various vegetables down your trouser legs, but I'm seeing like leather jackets in your future.
It turns out, and I'm really not exaggerating when I say this, a big part of the current show involves me putting vegetables down my pants. That is actually a thing that you are going to see.
Brilliant. I mean, going sounds really threatening. You may just for the record, if that's all right.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, it is.
Ludovico treatment.
Yeah.
Ludovico, how do they say it exactly? Is it Ludovico? I forget exactly where that.
At this point, it feels more Pavlovian, to be frank. So
am I going to overcompensate? I'm 50 years old now.
You could dye your hair.
I could dye my hair. Yeah. Jet black, like too black, like
Creed Bratton,
Giuliani style.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Kind of it runs in the rain kind of black.
You know what? Midlife crisis. I love I've never worked out before, but now I'm going to get super ripped.
Great.
Midlife crisis. I'm going to outrun death, right? I like that midlife crisis.
That's shown to be really effective.
Sports car, yeah.
What if you got a clown car, though?
Oh, like a really tiny one. I do like that. Yes.
The really squeaky horn.
Yeah. What would be another
family of 70 in the back?
Yeah, Rachel, I will, she'll often joke that my midlife crisis will be leaving her for a much, much younger woman. And her piece of advice is good luck to her.
Yes. And to be fair, good luck to you because, we're not as we were in our youths and, attention spans and tolerances are much lower than they used to be.
That is true. Yeah. Rachel's opinion is if you can find someone who will put up with you, fucking go for it, brother. So I like that. I like that attitude. But yeah, I would be fun to have a really good midlife flame out.
I think so. I think it would be on brand. I would like to see it
too.
I would like to see the recovery podcast that comes out of it as well.
Yeah,
where you're being, like you just get a lot of
my apology tour. Yeah.
Talk about your days sober, all that kind of stuff. I think. I don't know. I'm up for it.
What being canceled taught you about society.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
How you've been wrong. Right. You could do a ponytail.
Love it.
You could start wearing a bunch of rings.
Yes.
A lot of rings.
Finding new religion. It doesn't matter which one. Just find one.
What if I got ripped, like really ripped, but just on one half of my body? Right. So I'm only doing like left arm curls, left leg, like half squats, and I get like bulky on this side. But my right side stays exactly the same.
Well, what you've done there is you've doubled your money because you're your own double act. So you can go on stage twice at the same time.
That's exactly right. Yeah, see, that's smart.
You could get into like a circus freak show too, which
yes,
do some 1932 Todd Browning's freaks shit.
See the half strong man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
it's like you have a piece of paper on one side that you barely manage to lift, and then like a 100-pound weight on the other that you can just flex with ease.
The world's weakest. Am I the strongest weak man or the weakest strong man? I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's probably the weakest strong man. Oh no. Oh, it's complicated. Comment down below.
Isn't it though? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, comment, and subscribe. What was I going to ask? Oh, what is okay? This whole like Todd Browning thing, is that uniquely American? Does that like exist in other parts? Is that at all?
Oh,
did you guys have any equivalent? You must have, right?
We must have. Of it? But at the same time, I think it's just the Americanization of that British kind of trope of look at the funny people. You know, I think there's large swathes of Europe that love to. I mean, isn't the Hunchback of Notre Dame got a whole musical sequence about it? Yeah, that's my only frame of reference is the Disney film. I am so culturally sorry.
Okay, here's the thing that I never see anybody talk about. The plot of Toy Story 1 is directly Todd Browning's Freaks. Like, including the one of us, the crawling through the mud thing. Yeah. I've never seen anybody else talk about it, but watching Freaks for the first time, I was like, wait, it's just Toy Story. Toy Story is directly doing this.
It's so funny you mentioned this because I've just been on our friend Jory's recommendation, been listening to the Blank Check podcast, which is very fun. And they just pointed out that the plot of Cars is exactly the plot of Doc Hollywood, the 90s Michael J. Fox. Yes, which is I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember really liking. So
yeah, he's a doctor from LA who crashes his car in some hick town, and then it humors him, and he falls in love. Yes,
that's exactly right.
Yes, that's Cars.
So, what's up with this, Pixar? Like, we just ripping off
nothing new under the sun?
No, that's
I imagine a 6-year-old hasn't seen Todd Browning's Freaks.
Well, if they're raised right, they have.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, get them started early.
It's Teletubbies, Todd Browning's Freaks, and then any British kids show from the 70s will haunt you for life.
Yes.
It's like, do you want to go Moomins? Do you want to go, I don't know. I mean, all these points of references don't really matter to large swathes of your audience, but things like Finger Mouse and Pob and Ivor the Engine. I'm having a relapse. Please help me.
Also, as far as we're concerned, you could be making all of these up, of course.
I could, actually. And that's the great thing about British fantasy kids TV of the 70s and early 80s. It does sound like someone's tripped out and just like started recording their thoughts. That sounds like the plot.
Yes.
It's like Button Moon was a show about this moon in the sky, which was made of a giant yellow button. And the people who lived on it, the aliens, were all made out of things you'd find in your kitchen. So like the rocket ship was a Heinz beans can with a colander on the top. And like the main guy was Mr. Spoon, and he was a bottle with spoons for arms and legs. I mean, if you said that while you were like dosing, you would be like, you'd be like shunned from the party.
So, okay, next time you're on the show, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a 2 truths and a lie type thing where you list 3 British TV shows, one of which you've entirely made up.
Okay.
And the other 2 you haven't, and we have to figure out which one is which.
2 truths and a British guy.
Yeah.
I love a flexible format.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like that a lot, and I guarantee you we won't do well.
Well, I'll do my best to be as mischievous as possible. I won't go for the obvious suggestions, which are easily Wikipediable.
Right. Well, we won't look it up. That's the other thing. We can't do research. We're just going to listen to you describe it.
Because it could be shows, it could be music, it could be snacks, it could be stores.
Yeah, no, what I will is I'll keep consistent. I will pick 3 TV shows because I could easily make up either one of those and it wouldn't be fair.
Yeah. I bet, honestly, we could do a similar thing with American TV, but you definitely know American TV better than we know British
That's
TV.
Just a problem with like cultural osmosis, though. It's like it seems easier for American stuff to swim this way than it was for British stuff to swim the other direction.
Yes.
And so,
could we,
bullying.
Being of a similar age, you and I, could we make shit up, do the same thing for Leighton as a younger person, So like,
oh yeah,
80s stuff.
Ageist,
right, for example.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no,
of
we
course I'm
could.
ageist, right? And sexist. I'm also sexist. Don't forget that. I don't get as much credit for
important.
that, but it's both.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're working on that because you've been, a bit slack of late.
Yeah, well, I'm trying.
You're very trying, Brian.
We can make up, 80s stuff that like a two truths and a lie type thing.
All right, yeah, cool.
That would work well.
Either way, I'm always happy to come back.
I'm really well versed on 80s stuff because I've read Ready Player One.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, you kind of.
That means you know everything then. That's true.
What is it? It's
Gunter?
not Gooner. Okay,
Gunter.
yeah, it is Gunter. Yeah,
yeah,
worse.
So
I'm
you won't know of
yeah.
like the Raggy Dolls, for example.
Raggedy, like.
Oh, Raggedy Ann dolls.
It's literally Todd Browning's Freaks. It's about all the leftover toys that don't come out the machines right, that are thrown into a bin, and they all go on adventures together.
Oh yeah. What is the thing that you two have in common that you could do for me?
Horror movies.
I was going to say, we could pick some weird, obscure horror from like a British horror movie that you might not know about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, an example I could throw out right now, which I won't use because it's easy look upable, but like Kenny Everett's Bloodbath in the House of Death, which is a very bizarre film.
Do you know this, Leighton?
No.
It's
I feel like
amazing title.
Like J horror and K horror would be a good spot for stuff that would confuse Brian.
I only
mermaid in a manhole.
I only got up to I horror, so I wouldn't know anything about J horror.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do a cultural exchange of lies. I like that
episode title.
That's right.
Have you watched any good horror movies lately, Paul?
I did watch Iron Lung.
Oh,
how was it?
Our buddy
it was all right.
Movie. Yeah,
it was all right. It was because I played the game and I enjoyed the game, even though it isn't much of a game. Do you know what I mean? It is this kind of it is atmosphere. It's just about atmosphere and then the kind of dread. And I think, other than the length, it was the only way I think you could do that game. So, like, hats off to him. It made a game that I don't think would have translated to a narrative film, and he had a good crack at it. So,
great.
A tip of the hat. Yeah, that was it.
Cool. Well, we have a number of friends involved with that one.
Oh, I'm sure. Actually, yeah.
That's all right. It.
In fact, over in the UK, Eli, who I do the Cheap Show podcast, he's also been in Stuart Ashen's latest horror film, which he's just finished making, called Turn Back, which is a folk horror told backwards narratively. So it begins at the end and then ends at the beginning. So Eli has a small role in that, where he gets possessed by an old woman.
Oh, the dream.
Well, he's kind of like that anyway, though.
I know. That's why it was the role he was born to play. An angry old woman.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone's got their fingertips in horror at the moment, and why not? It's a lovely thing.
Yeah, it's delightful. I haven't watched any horror stuff in a while, but I feel like I go through phases with movies where I watch a shit ton of movies and then don't watch anything for 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, do you know, we were talking briefly in email about The Legend of Hell House, the Richard Matheson.
Yes, which I loved it.
Yeah, it's a book I adore too, but I have issues with it. But I've yet to see the film of that. It's like really hard to get in the UK unless I buy a German. Yeah, it's a 1970s. It's who's the British guy who was in like Planet of the Apes? McDowell.
Oh, Roddy McDowell.
Yeah, he plays like the main psychic who survived it the first time and is forced to go back. He's that role. So
how do they? A lot of that shit feels
unfilmable.
Yes, it really does.
I think a lot of it is going to be inferred or just cut straight out, but I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Which kind of undercuts what is scary about it, like the fucked up orgy temple.
Yes,
with Jesus.
The sexual violence in general,
getting fucked to death by a Jesus statue with a huge dick.
I didn't expect that when I started reading it. To be fair,
no,
but it's an interesting book.
Shit goes ghost threesome,
sauna puddle monster. It's just like it's like British folk horror. I could just say anything right now, and I could be making it up, or it could be really in that film.
Yeah.
I did rewatch. I showed someone Kill List recently. Have you seen Kill List?
Yeah.
Folk horror. I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
Are you excited for Send Help, Paul?
I've seen it.
You've seen
good.
it?
Yeah.
And you liked it? Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah. It's one of those films where it kind of takes a little bit too long to get going because you know where it's going to go. So let's just cut to the chase almost.
Yeah.
And it overplays the extremes of the characters at the beginning. But when they get to the island, if you like Sam Raimi,
which I do,
cheeky cheeky, devilish, mischievous.
He's having fun again. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah,
and not doing the multiverse of sadness.
Yeah. No. He's like
his most personal film.
I thought that as well, actually, because I recently, because I've got a copy of Crime Wave, and I thought I'd give it a watch,
which I've never seen. I was just talking about this with a friend yesterday.
Yeah, for some reason it got a UK Blu-ray release, so I've got a copy of it there, and I thought I'd watch it because I've never seen it. And bar one or two scenes that are deeply impressive, the rest of it is like, oh, this is why it failed, because it's like a clash of awkward tones and comedies.
Heard good things. Yeah,
imagine if the Coen brothers did a Three Stooges crime thriller poorly, is the only way I can kind of describe it. But I mean, it's worth it for a few seconds.
They were involved with it in some, weren't they co-writers or something?
Wrote it, yeah. So there's a lot of like DNA in that film that will go on into the rest of Sam Raimi's work. But yeah, all good. I recommend it.
Because it's, where is it? Before Evil Dead 2, in between Evil Dead 2, right?
If Crime Wave had been a success, there's a very good chance he wouldn't have made Evil Dead 2. Mm-hmm. So it was the failure that caused Evil Dead 2 to birth. So yeah, it's an important, I don't know, as I say, I recommend it if you're curious, but you'll probably come away with it going, it's a bit like someone drilling my teeth at times with the comedy.
Now, we actually, speaking of this, we had a big moment in our house over the weekend, which is, I was like, okay, Audrey, I think you're old enough to watch a couple clips from Army of Darkness.
Oh, interesting.
Because she scares easily.
She threw up the mere mention of Fallout as a concept.
Yes, correct. But it's Army of Darkness is so slapstick. I'm not going to show her the whole movie.
No.
But I was like, I'm going to show you two scenes, both from the first third of the film. Which scenes do you think I showed her?
From the first third of the film?
Yeah.
Oh, that's in. So the thing is, you can't show the hag pit scene.
I did.
You did?
Yes.
Because I would have said that was the one scene I probably wouldn't have shown a kid from it.
That's exactly that was the first one I showed her.
But what did she think of it?
She thought it was great.
Yeah. Because
when she's like punching it, bam, 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 right? I thought she'd like that, and she did.
I have never seen Army of Darkness.
I'm not going to be one of those people, but I'm just like,
yeah.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the restraint.
It's pretty great, honestly.
It's most people's gateway drug to Evil Dead and Sam Raimi in general.
It was for me.
Yeah.
And I respect Sam Raimi, and I like a lot of what he does formally, but I don't completely fuck with Evil Dead. Sadly, I don't know why. It just doesn't quite connect with me. And I think part of it is like a lot of people who love it are really nostalgic for it, and I kind of like missed that window to be nostalgic for it.
Yeah, that's understandable. I can see that.
Well, the other scene we showed her was in the room when the old woman turns into a deadite, and it's a trap, get an axe.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a trick, get an axe. And then assembling the mechanical hand.
Oh, the montage. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't show the mini Ashes scene, because that's very Three Stooges-y.
I was thinking about that one too. Yeah. I might show her that next. She might be able to handle the whole movie.
Possibly. It is. I feel like it does play the fantasy over the horror in that film.
Yes, absolutely. So. Yeah.
I think she is at if she likes that, I feel like you can start acclimatizing her to like Poltergeist. I feel like it'll be really scary, but
the obvious next question, this is the right guy to talk about this with, is Ghostbusters. When do we pull the trigger on Ghostbusters?
Do you know what? Here's a theory. This is an interesting theory, and I don't know whether to propose it. But sometimes when you introduce Ghostbusters to kids, it's better to show them the second one first, because it has, by nature of what had happened between the first and second, it was built more towards a family audience than the first one was.
It's less scary. It doesn't have the same scares.
It has no blowjob ghost, which still issues. But
I actually, my favorite cut of Ghostbusters is the blowjob ghost only cut.
Just that on a loop.
That's right, for an hour and a half. Yeah.
That was meant to be a whole subplot of that film. Do you know that? It was meant to be an ongoing character. The ghost of that girlfriend, the ghost would follow him back to the fire station and be his girlfriend.
I did not know that. Really?
It even turns up in some of the comic books later on by think whatever do those comic books, they all incorporate that plot. Sorry, but anyway, Ghostbusters 2 might be the one to show it. There's
That's
one scene in the subway where the heads on the sticks is quite terrifying.
Scary. Yep.
But then I would say that's about the worst it gets.
Yes, I agree. Maybe the Scolari brothers might be a tiny bit scary.
Yes,
tiny bit.
But
is that name right?
The Scolari brothers, yeah. Because that's a great scene, and but it's built more on tension than the Slimer scene is in the first one.
And they look kind of funny. They're like sort of puppy, right?
I mean, the color palette alone of Ghostbusters 2 is more hued towards sitcom palettes than the first one, which is much more gothic New York. So I would say it'd be an interesting to see if she say that one, and if she likes it, maybe then she'll watch the first one. Yeah. And then maybe the 2016 one.
Well, I mean, I guess you could go one further is show her the newest ones.
That's not nice.
I do feel like she would really like 2016 Ghostbusters like a lot. It kind of feels like a great little girl movie.
You know what? Apart from some language in that film and some genuinely scary scenes,
which she swears like a sailor. So
I mean, I was going to say. It's Brian who's learned from his daughter in some cases.
Yeah.
But that does have a kind of positive message for women getting into the sciences and things like that. And like Holtzman is a kind of low key, inspiration to a lot of people. So even maybe 2016 before you introduce
now it's 10 years old. Yeah. It's crazy. There are two things I want to say about Audrey. One is in the last week, she's been calling me bitch boy a lot.
Finally.
Again, it's hey bitch boy, which again is too funny to tell her not to do.
No, I know.
Too great. And just a brief story, which I really love. She was talking to Rachel the other day, and she was like, "Mom, I'm a feminist. I think girls are better than boys." And Rachel said, "Well, actually, I think if you asked a lot of feminists, they'd say really it's everybody should be equal, not that some people are better than others." And she goes, "Oh, okay. Then I'm an angry feminist."
Oh my god!
We were just like, "Fuck yeah, Audrey, that rules."
Yeah, horribly insightful, that child of yours. I find.
I know. Yeah, that's just me, her bitch.
I mean,
father.
Brian, with you as a father, I feel like becoming a misandrist is the only option.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm cultivating that. That's right. Both consciously and unconsciously.
Providing she doesn't pull away and become a flat earther, you should be fine.
Oh, yeah. No, that
essential
do run that
oils.
Risk.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Start using a lot of gemstones in the decision making she does.
Yeah, to rub the crystals on her aura, things like that. Yeah.
We're going to have a difficult discussion, darling, about your belief system.
Luckily, when we do listen to, science things, she'll be like, like flat earthers or whatever. She'll be like, why are these people so fucking stupid? Like, honey, we're going to approach it with a little more grace than these people are stupid. They're wrong, but yes.
Bless them.
I know. Anyway, unfortunately, Paul, that is time for us.
Good. I think I got a lot in, to be fair.
You really did.
I think you did,
Chock
yeah.
full.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if any longer and I'd peter out.
Well, you should come back so we can peter you out.
Yeah. I am only ever going to come back when you invite me, because I'm not going to just start knocking on your door and say, "Oh, please let me back on. I miss you." It's pathetic.
Paul, if anyone can, you can.
Yeah,
also,
in a position.
Also, before I go, congratulations on 300.
Oh, thank you. The first guest to say congratulations to us.
Oh, really?
Actually, yes.
Test.
Because as my podcast is coming up to 500, I know how hard it fucking is. Yes. So congratulations on reaching 300.
And let's see, have I been... I've done a bunch of cheap show stuff over the years.
Yeah.
Including I did something for your 300th, right? Didn't I?
Yeah, a video for our live show.
Yeah.
Because we wanted little clips and things to drop in. Right. So you did that. I think the last thing we did when me and Eli were over for LA.
Yes.
So yeah, we do need to kind of crossover again at some point. They're always lovely.
That was very fun when we did that crossover episode. I like that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely stole the mayonnaise gag for a live show we did 2 days after we got back from LA.
Great,
because we had no ideas for the live show. We'd had booked for a year, and so we just literally copied what we did with your podcast on stage. It was like, that's content.
Did you feed him mayonnaise?
Oh yeah, on stage it was great, and he knew what was coming.
He fucking loves it. He couldn't get enough.
I know. He's got an illness, I think, genuinely.
Oh, truly.
All podcasters do. And with that said, Paul, is there anything you'd like to plug?
Oh, Cheap Show. Actually, the other thing I do have, Cheap Show is my darling, and yeah, it's 10 years old and 500 episodes, and we're going to do a live show and a live stream at the same time, we think. That's the plan, fingers crossed. So that's going to be in August. Between now and then, same old bollocks. The only other thing I can mention is I've started a new YouTube channel called The League of Extraordinary Board Games, where we play board games from particularly Britain, but any kind of weird retro based on game shows or TV shows or cartoons or IPs. So we've done like Batman and G.I. Joe and Gladiators and God, like
you have the Pac-Man board game. I used to have the Pac-Man board game where you walk it across the board and it eats the marbles.
Yeah, literally got it up there. But I've also got three versions. I've got Miss Pac-Man and I've got the modern Pac-Man. We've played those. So if you want to see British people play old board games based on IP you probably don't know, then yeah, that's the podcast, the YouTube channel for you.
You could not have sold me on it harder than you just did. Like everything about that is exactly my wheelhouse.
All right, good, because we got some weird. We got the Crystal Maze board game on there as well. So
wow,
I know. I've just remembered that's a reference lost on many. So I'm gonna just awkwardly leave now. If that's all right. As I said, I began to peter out there. So yeah, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go. I'm really sorry.
Paul Gannon, everybody. It's our first walk-off.
All right, everybody. We're here with Andrea Jones-Rooy. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Brian. I almost called you Ben. Oh, my God, what a bad start. Hi, Brian. Hi, Leighton. Happy 300 episodes.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back. Was the last time you were on the show, were we in the single digits?
No.
I came on very early
twice,
and then another time... And that's my sense of chronology. Yeah, but at least the second one was at least double, if not triple digits.
It was, I think it was somewhere in the 100s. I would.
Was that one that I wasn't?
100s. I don't think so. I don't remember now.
The fun thing about this is that both times, Leighton, that I've been on, you've been sick. One, and the fact that I know this is insane. One, you were hungover, and another one, you were just not feeling well, and so you were actually like off microphone. So this is the first time I've like spoken. You were there, but I'm not surprised if you're like I might not have been
hungover
there.
is so rare for you.
Yeah,
like
I mean, maybe I'm making that part up, but I think that was what was happening.
The thing about this show is that we hit record and then I enter a fugue state, and then I never remember anything that's ever happened on this show or things that I've said. So it's a fun treat every week when I listen to the thing to give notes where I'm like, oh.
And at 300 episodes, what I like is looking back on episodes and thinking, who?
like about the guests?
I must admit, there were a small handful of guests, fewer than 5, that I was like, I don't know who that is.
Let's say their names and discuss them now.
Yeah, great. Perfectly. Yeah.
Am I one of them? Answer that question.
No, the answer is no. That's right.
Yeah. I am here to remind you who I am and what we talked about. I'm not sure I could say in great detail what we talked about. I remember the first time we talked about the horrors of academia.
Yes, that's right. Actually, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of having an episode exclusively of people you don't remember. Like,
that's nice.
That you would swear that you had never interacted with before.
Yeah.
And it's even better if it's asymmetric, where they were like, that was a very important conversation to me.
That's right.
Like,
we could do the corollary where it's the guests who were mean to me.
You had guests be mean to you?
A handful.
We shouldn't even talk about it, but yeah.
What kind of a guest is mean to a podcast host? We are lucky to be here. If anything, if anyone's being mean, you can be mean to us. But I don't think
we'll tell you.
We'll tell you after the recording.
Yeah, okay. All right. This is,
it's not many. It was, maybe 2. One in particular.
Yeah, 2. One in particular saying the most whack thing someone said to my face on record. If it hadn't been recorded, I would have... Listener, you did not hear it.
God.
Anyway,
yes.
Did you end up airing it, or was it edited out?
Oh yeah, that episode.
Oh wow.
Oh, sorry. The episode aired. That particular portion of it. There was some heavily edited stuff.
Yeah,
that portion is for Patreon All-Stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
For $1 million, you can hear
including
it.
them being mean to you, but it was more egregious towards me.
Yeah.
But you, we were just saying,
you're kicking on. You made it to 300 nevertheless.
Nevertheless, we persist.
Yes.
So we were talking before we hit record. You have your own brand new podcast.
I do have my own brand new podcast, and I think this is like the 10th time I have my own brand new podcast, but this is a real brand new podcast, which is the Political Reality Podcast. It's with Steve Novella from The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe, and Jay Novella is one of the producers, as is Ian, whose last name, how do I not know Ian's last name? Callahan is the other producer. What?
Callahan.
Callahan?
Yes, it's an unusual one, yeah.
Well, I've only known him for 6 years, so it's no wonder. And I work with him closely.
Co-organized several conferences, and we're going to Australia and New Zealand.
That's right.
Together
That's right.
year,
and now collaborate with him every week for hours at a time, and receive many emails with his full name right there. Anyway, we're working on a podcast called Political Reality, and the idea is, so my original training is in political science, and Steve has been host of The Skeptic's Guide, which is all about skepticism and critical thinking. And so we're turning our skepticism and science on the mess of politics all around us. And if you're thinking, gosh, I'm sick to death of politics, I don't want to hear about it, I feel you. What we're trying to do is a little bit different from current events. It's more kind of deeper psychological, social science research on how did we get to where we are, as opposed to, can you believe they said this and they said that and all the other nonsense that you see all over the internet.
I really like looking at it through a historical lens and just tracking, because all of this stuff has been in the works for so long, and when people are like, how did it get like this? It came out of nowhere. All this started in 2016. It's like, oh, no, the fuck it did not.
And how did we escape past periods of polarization, etc.?
That's right.
Because we did, and we will again, presumably.
I agree with you. And maybe I've talked about this with you all before, but in the 1950s or so, political scientists were very concerned that Americans were not polarized enough. We agreed on too many things, and there wasn't enough. They were like, this isn't really representative. All of the members of Congress have overlapping views. We want a diversity of views. And it's like, careful what you wish for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. That's when they were like, well, presidents are all the same. It's just like two guys, and they're like, all right, well.
I mean, and that is a different problem. I will say, from a grass is greener perspective, I kind of would prefer that problem at the moment. Same. But I allow that is also a problem. If you just have two otherwise identical centrists, that's also not maybe ideal. But again, sounds good right now. Yeah.
And so far, you guys have 5 episodes out.
Yes.
And I mean, you and Steve and Jay and all some of my favorite people, we all have been working together on various things for quite a while. And as I alluded to before, we're all going to the Southern Hemisphere together in the summer.
Yes. Have either of you been to Australia or New Zealand? I have not.
Yeah, Ninja Sex Party did a tour, an Australia and New Zealand tour in 2019. And we did, 4 cities in Australia and 1 in New Zealand, so not really a New Zealand tour. But it's fucking awesome. I loved it. I had a great time.
It seems amazing.
Yeah.
Melbourne is amazing. I went for a week because I was doing the keynote talk at GCAP, which is a game development conference, which people can watch that talk online.
Ooh.
If you search me on YouTube and GCAP. I hope it was good.
Yeah.
When were you there?
2018, maybe?
Okay.
It was a delight. I mean, such a cool place, and I'd love to go again.
I was surprised. I guess in my, we have in this country stereotypes of Australian people, but I think in my mind I was expecting it to be kind of UK-esque, and it's so much more chill.
The friendliest people I've ever met in any travels. Just a joy.
Friendly in the way that, like, I grew up on the East Coast, and when I go into the middle of the country and people are nice to me, I get confused. Is it so friendly it's disorienting, or is it like genuine friendly?
I think it's friendlier than the Midwest. Like in the Midwest, they kind of don't mean it, and I get the sense
instead of like a
they
superficial.
Yeah. Similar to the South, where people don't mean it. The bless your heart of it all. But I feel like very friendly, unexpectedly so, but genuinely friendly. I feel like the best parts of that trip were when I would just get into conversations with random people, because I think part of it is hearing lack of accent and then being like, "What are you doing here? What's going on?"
Right.
My favorite thing that happened to me in Australia was so we're touring there, and I'm pretty sure I've told this story on the podcast, although almost certainly not to you, Andrea. We're flying everywhere because it's fucking Australia, and you can't really drive from, even from Sydney to Brisbane or whatever is not easily drivable in a short amount of time. And so everywhere we go, a guy from the venue picks us up and is kind of assigned to be our driver and get us to wherever we need to go. And we land in Melbourne, and this really sweet guy, he looks Australian. He's wearing the big hat. He's wearing a shirt that's like unbuttoned down to mid chest, just big mustache, friendly, 50-ish year old Australian guy. And we're chatting in the van, we're chatting in the green room, just having a great time together. Super sweet dude. And then that was a quick trip for us. It was like less than 24 hours in Melbourne. We landed, we went to the venue, we did the show, slept in a hotel, blah, blah. Anyway, the next day we're talking to this guy and we're like, so, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? He goes, actually, I kind of used to be in the industry, but I'm not really in it so much anymore. I had a thing that did pretty well, 20 so years ago. And I was like, oh, what is it? He goes, have you heard of the puppetry of the penis? And the puppetry of the penis, I don't know if either of you remember this.
There's many things I was prepared to talk about today on this podcast, but puppetry of the penis was not among them. So I don't know if I've heard of that.
It was
before. I feel like I'd remember.
a sensation in the late 90s. Okay. And it was two guys who twisted their junk. No, you should don't Google it. Twisted their junk into different shapes.
Oh.
And not just the penis. So it's a little bit misnamed, but testes or scrotum, I should say, as well.
Puppetry of the general vicinity.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Puppetry of the genitalia. And
I'm looking at how-to guides.
Leighton, your face.
Yes. So they had I think it was an off-Broadway show or something like that toured around as a live act. And they have a book with photographs. Black and white, very high def photographs.
Wow. And drawings. There's
drawings of how to do it. So if you have these parts and you want to twist them into various shapes, these are the guys.
Are we talking like balloon animal style? Is that what's happening?
It's not dissimilar from that, as I recall. Now, I'm going to shock you by saying I don't clearly remember the images except to be like,
I'm shocked.
Ooh, no thank you.
The windsurfer, the hamburger, the Loch Ness Monster.
Yes.
There is some...
What did this man have to say about how his health was currently?
Well, so what he said was, first of all, I totally remembered this because you saw it at Fringe. It's like a Fringe festival kind of thing, right?
Okay.
And they would go on talk shows in the late night. It was a popular thing if you were in that fringy kind of crowd. And he was saying, yeah, and as I got older and older, I realized no one wanted to look at a 50-year-old man's dick. Okay. So I thought it was time to do something else.
Shout out to self-awareness. All right,
then
very good.
He gave us, and I was thrilled, DVDs and a book, which he's like, I have so many of these, and he signed it and gave it to us.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, roll them. Let's have a look.
Yes.
Film screening.
So check out at your own risk. It is exactly what you think it is by me describing it.
Okay. Honestly, with just the name, I was not prepared for what I witnessed.
I was picturing kind of like a paper mache puppet show that was sort of sex positive or something like that.
Not the atrocities I just witnessed happen to a certain organ.
Wait, Brian, can we make sure we see this guy when we're in town?
I'll look him up.
Invite him? Does he want to do a performance?
I don't want to get his name wrong, so I don't want to. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to fuck it up. But I'll look around.
All right. Wow.
The thing is, it's not right. Okay. So that's a good point, Leighton. When you think puppetry of the penis, you might think you're putting a thing like a finger puppet, right?
Yeah.
No.
Got it's a little marionette.
Or
strings.
that's
it's more like a form of contortionist stuff.
Okay.
Self-abuse.
So really, it's just poorly named all around.
And
so
not
it's not
sexual,
puppetry, and it's not the penis.
That's right. But it's not sexual. It's
the...
not designed to be necessarily sex positive. It's more like, hey, check this out.
Right. That was my next question, which was a big old why. And other than, I guess, artistic expression and...
I think so. And
okay.
Look what, if you can, why not?
Yeah. Now, is the idea that anyone with these parts can do it, or is it like, hey, you have to be double jointed and
no.
do the...
they're pretty flexible, generally speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This also reminds me of 7th grade health class where I clearly remember the teacher. Oh, I wish I could remember her name. Can't remember her name offhand. Said to a group of middle schoolers, I think the scrotum is my favorite body part. And caused a fucking riot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Did she say why? I'm curious. That doesn't normally make the top of people's lists, I would think.
She did because she's because it, it knows to keep the testicles at just the right temperature for, blah blah blah. So it's
Climate controlled testes.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
But yeah, imagine teaching a middle school sex ed class and saying that line.
Yeah.
Brave woman.
I mean, my middle school sex ed, you could write a question anonymously on a piece of paper
Yes,
and put it
we
in a
had that
jar.
too.
And at the end of the class, they would read it. But you would always see her take multiple out. Like she would
That's
read
right.
it and be like, I'm not answering that. And I want
That's
to
right.
know, what did the
Yes.
rejects say?
Do you remember any specific questions? I remember a couple.
The one that stuck with me forever, and this was after a full week of instruction, the question was, does sex feel good? And the teacher was like, yes, that's why people want to have it.
I need to
and
make
I
a call
love that
about
it
this actually.
speaks it speaks so much to the tone of the education that the genuine question
It was a
of
genuine
does
question.
it is sex, does it feel good? I don't understand why anyone would have this.
Yes.
Yeah. You're like, what do you think we've been talking about this whole time?
Yeah, we watched a VHS tape on the cart that we wheeled in that's about the
Right.
temptation, and those videos
Right.
always make it look way cooler. It's like we shouldn't.
Though,
we
I will
shouldn't, but I
say,
really want to.
I'm thinking about like Dare. I don't know if you guys had Dare growing up. Yeah. Where it was like, here's why you shouldn't do drugs. There was actually very little content about how awesome the drugs would feel.
Absolutely. It was just the
So I
side
could
effects.
Yeah, it was just like, wait, well, so why is this even a thing? Like, you have to at least give us, both sides of the debate here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question I remember, one of the anonymous questions was probably a classic. If you have sex in a pool, can you still get pregnant?
Sure. Obviously, the answer is no. Everyone knows that.
Oh, that's right.
the ultimate Lord's birth
We've all
control.
seen
Yeah, that's right.
Showgirls.
Yeah. Yeah. Ours, I don't even know if you're allowed to use this term. Feel free to cut it if you can't. But ours, we did the same thing. Pull out the
Cut to a
piece of
hard
paper.
cut right
Yeah.
here.
Just cut to footage of the peanut, the penis puppetry
Yeah.
people, because that's gonna be better than what I. We had a number of middle school boys who were obsessed with hermaphrodites, which I don't think you say anymore. You just say intersex now.
Intersex, I think,
Yeah.
is the term now.
Well, in 1990, whatever, it was the former. And
We're retroactively canceling these middle school
yes,
boys for not
yes,
using
yes,
the proper
But
nomenclature.
there was like a lot of questions just about that.
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher was clearly very frustrated because you're like, this is not what we're here to talk about. One boy clearly like seeded everyone's head with this possibility that you could have multiple and no one could let it go. So we learned nothing other than that she wouldn't answer those questions.
I remember in the drug part of health class, they gave us little books about each drug. Like you could pick the drug you wanted a book on. I picked PCP, of course.
Like a little
Wow,
chick
very
tract
good.
about PCP.
Yes. PCP, otherwise known as angel dust, is a powerful hallucinogen, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you could pick your drug and write a little report.
One of my... Oh, go ahead.
Did they make you guys wear the pregnancy vest?
No, I never had to do that.
No. Or
Miserable.
carry the doll. We didn't have to do that
Nope.
either.
Or the egg
Yeah,
or
we
the
did.
bag
Yeah,
of
yeah,
flour. Nope.
We didn't
have
have
No,
to
we
do
didn't
that.
do any of that either. I think they realized it wasn't going to happen. My most horrifying time in sex ed was like late elementary school, and when it was time to pull the boys and girls in separate rooms and tell the girls about periods, they handed out a little booklet. Brian, your booklet reminded me of this. I had blocked the memory. The booklet was about like getting your period and followed this girl.
And this is
through
what,
her
like 7th grade, 6th grade?
This is probably fifth grade. This is like the first time anyone told me that things were going to go what I perceived to be horribly wrong in my body.
Yeah.
And the booklet was called Andrea and Friends, and I wanted to
Oh,
die.
my God.
And
Of course.
it's a common-ish name, but it's not that common. Like, it's like there's a lot more Jennifers and Jessicas and Ashleys that they could have named, but it was Andrea and Friends, and I never heard the end of it. I almost had to change schools and identities.
Yeah.
It was really troubling for me.
Amazing.
I also feel
Yeah.
like they emphasized toxic shock syndrome
Yes.
so severely.
I
and-
still worry about it. Just
Me
a smidge.
too. Oh my god! Like it gets drilled into you so early, and it's like I don't even
And
know what
it's
the
like
statistics
a
of
tiny
toxic shock.
fraction of a
I think it's
percent of
very,
people that it
and you have
happens
to like
right?
you have to have like a huge tampon for like a long. I mean, this is
gotta
what I think
marinate.
now. I'm not looking, but you got to really.
Yeah.
But to this day, I'm just like, yo, no, that was
Yeah,
very
of
much
course.
considered a serious that and like quicksand, like all it was up there with like asteroids. I mean, maybe that
Quicksand,
is
yeah.
all of the things that we're worried about. Bermuda Triangle, all big concerns.
And then when you get
Yeah.
the big three, the quicksand in the Bermuda Triangle with toxic shock, that's
That's
when
right.
you're really in trouble.
yeah.
And
yeah,
like
that's what you're right.
dinosaurs coming alive in the museum at night.
That's right.
Which was a fear long before Night at the Museum came out.
That's right.
Which just further cemented
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to be. I loved dinosaurs, but I just feel like you were flirting with danger. Like at any time, these things could become real.
I mean, I still largely believe that the Jurassic Park technology is like we're almost there. Like I think we could probably do it.
And we've learned nothing.
Yeah.
And the movies just get worse.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right.
Eventually, the movies are going to get so bad that our life and the movies are going to be, won't be able to tell them apart.
That's right. Yeah.
Like eventually, we're just going to slide into Jurassic World 206 or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's going to be how we live.
Yeah.
Please. Here's one nugget from my sex ed teacher in 7th grade that still is with me. Okay. He said once, he was a terrible person overall, but at one point in class, he said. He would tell stories about how whenever he and his wife argued, they would stand together naked in the shower. And I was like, I don't know that you tell 12-year-olds that.
I wouldn't.
Right? Yeah, that was my sense. But another time, so I always couldn't stand him. But another time he said in passing, he said, all you need to be happy is something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. And
that's a nice quote.
It's a very nice quote. And I told it to my boyfriend like 10 years ago, and he loves it. And so anytime I'm like, oh, I'm upset, I'm sad, he's like, what is it? Do you need something to look forward to? Do you need something to do? Do you need something to love? And, it's usually one of those things. And I always resent him bringing it up because I always hated this teacher, even though it's right. But about a year ago, I was like, how did this guy think of this? It turns out it's like a Plato or an Aristotle quote that this guy, or like Kant, like some big thinker that this guy just parroted. So I was like, okay, It wasn't West Frederick Middle School's, random dude.
Yeah.
It was a main thinker. But it is a nice sentiment, isn't it?
I like that a lot. I think it rings true also.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've 10 years of actively trying to disprove it, and I have been unable to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that feels like a great note to close it on as we reach time. I'm sorry we talked about sex ed and penis puppetry this whole.
That's what I wanted to talk about, so I'm glad we actually got to it. I sent an agenda earlier, so this is perfect.
Wonderful.
And we actually looked at the spreadsheet this time. Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yeah, time stamped and everything. So, but congrats on 300. I'm honored to play a small part in it.
Thank you.
What is the name of your new podcast again, and anything else you want to plug?
Yeah, it's called Political Reality, and it's at politicalrealitypodcast.com. And it's on all the things, audio, video, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming
Thank
back.
you.
And everybody will see you in the next little mini interview.
All right, everybody. It's Mica Burton. Hi, Mica.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good.
Pretty all right.
I almost texted you a couple weeks ago because I was in Big Bear with Audrey, my daughter, who is 11 and a half now.
No, she's not. That's impossible.
Right.
No.
And we were at an arcade playing pinball and playing the D&D pinball. And whose name did I see on the screen?
Mine.
Yours.
Right after Gerard Ways.
Yes.
Wow.
And I had not been I guess it's one of those things where I'm not like a super pinball guy. But it's one of the obviously newer machines that's got the video screen and there's all this stuff happening. And so I don't know that I actually heard your voice at any point because there's lots of different things
There's so many
happening.
paths.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if you went on a path that had like me as the druid going along with you, you would have heard me because it's a whole campaign. It's crazy.
Wow. I've never seen a pinball machine like that. Yeah, so it's like
me neither.
It's a campaign. There's a dungeon crawling element to it. It's insanity. Like it's so much more than I expected from any machine. But
it's insane. And the dragon is played by Michael Dorn. Fun fact.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And there were a bunch of other names too. I think I recognized a couple of them. But anyway, it was literally I was like walking up to the machine to put another quarter in it, and there it was, whatever your name was, character name was Mica Burton. And I was like, Audrey, look, you know her. In fact, I even took it. Well, I don't have it anymore. I took a picture of it.
Oh,
I was gonna. Well, here, hold on.
It warms my heart. I still need to.
Have you gotten to
very
play?
Excited to see it.
The only time I've seen it is the machine is like at Matt Mercer's house, and so that's the only time I've seen my name on it. But I should go to a local arcade. There's a bunch of arcades here in LA. I hope one.
Yeah,
yes,
like 82 probably has it.
Yeah, or Barcade
here
maybe.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know if this is going to show up. Is it there?
There it is! Oh my god! So crazy. I know I have a little.
So it was one of those things
from Gerard Way to Mica Burton. I'm like, that's my legacy right there.
It was one of those things where when it came out, I'm like furiously trying to get my phone out, be like, because I don't know when the next time it's gonna come up. But it's so fun to see a friend, you know, in the wild, like not expecting that at all, and being like, So yes,
Mica, when you go to an arcade, what do you gravitate towards?
Oh, I love there's a John Wick one that's out, and I'm so good at the John Wick pinball
That's
game.
a pinball. Okay, yeah.
It's a pinball. Yeah, you meant arcade as in general.
No,
not
but pinball is an acceptable answer because that's mine.
I love a pinball machine. I'm also really dope at skee ball, but that's not often.
Can you get arcades. The tiny ones in the corner, like reliably?
Yes, really? Reliably, tiny ones in the corner. And I used to be a skee ball champion. I don't know where my skills went. There was like a skill to be able to pop it up into the middle one. And I was consistent. But that was, you know, back in the day. Mika's retired from her. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Yes, I'm some haggard old.
Yeah. Famously, you age out of skee ball like the Olympics.
Yes. Absolutely.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
But other than that, I really love there was this old shooter that I used to play at when Jillian's existed at the Universal City Walk, which is dating me like crazy. There was this safari shooting game, and you got in the car and you were like shooting gazelles, and you could like throw a lasso to catch them. That used to be my go-to. Was it like a hold the rifle shooting kind of game? Yeah. And then like the Jurassic Park games.
Cave. The Jurassic Park one is exactly what I was thinking of. I was very scared of it. But just like any of those games where you sit in the little car and the curtain comes down, and like that's such a nostalgic thing.
Right. There's something about those themed shooting games that I really love. So it's like those and pinball are my go-tos for sure.
Yeah. See, now to talk about dating yourself, I am slightly older than both of you.
You're in a polygamous relationship with yourself, with your ego and super ego.
Yeah. I can't talk about that. Yeah, I'm cheating on myself with myself. Kind of like Kevin Smith style.
Yeah, like his tweet.
But I went to 80s arcades in the 80s, right? I'm 50, and I was, young, but still able to go to arcades in the heyday. Not quite I was a little too young. I remember playing Pac-Man in the arcade, but for the mid 80s arcade games, I really remember those. And it was truly nothing better than an 80s arcade in the 80s. And I'm sure some of that is just colored by childhood, but
no, I'm sure it was great. I mean, that's how I feel about Jillian's. I'm like, there was nothing better than those greasy old machines. Yeah.
I remember very clearly playing Dragon's Lair at Chuck E. Cheese for like a 10th birthday party, which would have been like 85 for me. And that fucking Dragon's Lair at Space Ace, these two like Bluth animated games. Have either of you ever played Dragon's Lair?
I've played Dragon's Lair, but I gave up because it's so fucking hard.
It's so fucking hard. So do you know what it is, Leighton? Have you seen?
I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay. So it is literally it was a cabinet game in the 80s with Don Bluth animation.
Oh,
and
so sick.
The animation rules. It was so great.
So good. Yeah.
And it is essentially impossible. So all you have a 4-way joystick and a button. And I think it was one of the first like Laserdisc games, because it was really? Like very high quality crisp.
Laserdisc.
I think so. I could be wrong, but I think it was. And you occasionally a part of the screen would flash, which would tell you which way to point the joystick, and you had to have precision timing. Yeah, it's like you should watch.
Oh, like picture YouTube, perfect timing
playthrough. Yeah. That's right. It's like you had to know exactly when to hit it, and it was one of those like quarter eaters where you're just dumping fucking quarters into it, and it's kind of cute but kind of gruesome.
That's my favorite combo.
Yes, and there was a second Bluth video game called Space Ace, which was even cooler looking.
I've only heard of Space Ace. I've never gotten a chance to play it, but those
Mica
Bluth arcade games are so cool, so brutal, but so cool.
Yes, and they're
like the original both... Elden Ring for kids.
Yes, it's 100% what it is. Yeah, they're both
early.
Like save the princess type things.
Everything, bros.
Oh,
they were back. Yeah.
Sorry, say that again. You cut out for a second.
Oh no, it all froze and I thought my Wi-Fi died because that happens often in my household.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Leighton.
I have another question.
Hit me with it.
You see an ice cream truck. What are you getting?
I thought we agreed we weren't going to do gotcha journalism on this episode.
Look, I'm just trying to get the truth out there.
Okay, yeah.
Honestly, that's fair. This may be controversial, but I am gonna wait. Ice cream truck is in what kind? Like a soft serve or like a? There's the
Very good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. I feel like maybe in the classic ice cream truck sense, the like sort of popsicle kind, but
okay.
I will also accept the ones that do a combo because I feel like the ones that I see now, it's almost always like they have the little packaged ones, but they also have soft serve. I asked this question because I got ice cream from an ice cream truck yesterday, so it's on the brain.
So jealous. If it's a combo with soft serve, I'm absolutely going for the vanilla dipped cone, like very simple. We love a vanilla dip.
Chocolate dipped vanilla cone.
Yes. Chocolate dipped vanilla cone. And it's like the hardening one, and then you get the little perfect chocolate swirl at the top, like nothing is better. Mm-hmm. However, if it is just a straight packaged one, I'm getting either a drumstick or a Snickers ice cream bar. Snickers ice cream bars.
Yes.
Have you had the
awesome.
The Twix ones?
You can get those at the dollar store. Has all of those. Like
what?
You can get the Yes, the dollar store, like the Dollar Tree, has the Snickers. It's got the Twix. It's got a bunch of other like branded candy themed bars, which are really, really worth getting. So we'll get a package of those Twix bars and go through them pretty quick.
Yeah, it's messed up that there aren't like Dairy Queens in LA because sometimes you really just need a dipped cone.
There are DQ Grill and Chills, are there not?
Oh,
I have not seen one.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I think we lost you for a second again.
Yeah, we did. Sorry, I'm back.
Okay. That's all right. We are anticipating it now and just kind of talking through it.
Sounds
so
good.
If it happens, we'll just deal with it. Are there? So Leighton was saying, are there not Dairy Queens out here? There are, aren't there? Like here and there?
I don't think so. The only time I've ever seen Dairy Queens is when I was visiting my grandmother in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So they're in the Midwest. Sure. But I've never seen a Dairy Queen here.
Rachel, my wife, grew up in Minnesota in the Twin Cities, and they're like fucking everywhere. I mean, she loved Dairy Queen and grew up with it.
I think I also had some when I was at UMich. So yeah, they're definitely a Midwest thing, at least.
For sure.
Leighton, what did you get at the ice cream truck?
Well, you can't do this anymore, but Choco Tacos were my go-to, like prepackaged.
Choco Tacos. Wait, what do you mean you can't do this anymore? What do you mean?
They went out of business. They don't make them anymore.
Don't say that.
Remember what they took from us? They were the best one. No competition.
They got rid of Choco Tacos? Oh.
There was a bodega near me that had a bunch of old ones for a while, and I was just like trying to live it up before they were gone.
A great lyric from the nerdcore rapper MC Paul Barman, who at once, he's like a nerdy white dude rapper, and he has a line where he says, I'm trying to get this right. Have I made a mockery of culture like the Choco Taco? Am I rap, France, Morocco?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Am I rap, France, Morocco is such a good bar.
That's fantastic.
He's really, really great. MC Paul Barman, like a late 90s rapper dude.
I feel like lots of those jokes would go over my head, unfortunately. I'm like,
he's
nerd rap.
Yeah. It's very like on purpose. And I think he says this like Ivy League rap. He has
Incredible.
another bar, which is I'm the Nay Plus Ultra of B Plus culture, which I think is.
I think you've said that one on the show before.
I have,
oh my God.
This guy was a big influence to me as like a comedy music. Person.
Really? A comedy nerd rap was a big influence to you?
Who would have thought, right?
Who would have thunk?
Yeah, I know. Out of nowhere.
At the ice cream truck yesterday, which they didn't take cash, so we had to trek to get cash.
They didn't take they didn't take cash?
Oh, sorry, they didn't take card.
Okay, I was about to say,
okay, I was
the
like,
day an ice cream truck stops taking cash is like, we're all fucked.
Yeah, and we like didn't bring our phones out, so we couldn't do like Venmo. So it was a whole adventure trying to get a beloved ice cream bar, but like huge vanilla cone and got sprinkles on it, but it was hot, and so like the weight of the sprinkles, because they were elaborate, they were like little bunny sprinkles and pearls. Like it was it wasn't just rainbow sprinkles, but it was just like a time bomb of like, oh, this is an avalanche waiting to happen. Like they're all sliding off, the ground is covered in sprinkles. It was fabulous.
That happens with a dipped cone too. There's this famous place again in Fort Wayne, Indiana, that does these perfect dip cones. I can't remember the name of it, but when it's so hot out, the chocolate starts to sag, and you're like, this is a race against time. Like, I don't want the chocolate to end up on my shirt, but I also don't want to be able to not savor it. So it's like this delicate balance. Kids just don't get it anymore, you know?
Yeah, and also watching small children eat ice cream cones where it's like, oh my God, your weapons handling of this cone. Like, I'm about to watch a child's day get ruined because you're like holding it sideways.
Oh,
right?
I live with this, yes.
You're like, I'm aware of this failure.
It is truly one of the saddest things that can happen when your kid is enjoying an ice cream cone and they just like are talking to you about something excitedly and it turns and then plop, and
the only way I can compare to that is when I give my horse an apple and he forgets how to eat all of a sudden and it just falls on the floor and he just stares at it and I'm like, Ace, my guy.
It's on the ground, like bend down.
He just looks at it and he's like, mother, I fucked up. I'm like, yes, you have. Yes, you have, my dumb son.
Now,
but good thing he's a horse, so he'll still eat it.
I don't think remind me, it might be misremembering. I don't think we've ever talked about it. My family, I grew up in a horse family.
You what?
We've never talked about this.
I grew up in a horse
We've never
family.
talked about this.
Yeah, so my parents were both horses and I was adopted.
It cannot possibly be true.
My parents showed horses, and my sister grew up working. But like in her teen years, worked in a stable. At one point, we owned a couple horses. I spent my, probably up until I was about 10. Every summer would be at horse shows.
So English, if you're showing, right?
It's been a long time, and I was never a huge part of it. It was really my parents and my sister, but it was Morgan horses. It was all Morgans.
Okay.
So if you ask me, it's just a breed of horse. What the difference is, I have no fucking idea. So don't even
that must
ask
be a specific type of showing, kind of like Arabians then.
Yeah. What I remember
but still,
is
so cool.
My mother and my sister rode, and my dad drove the cart. You like attach the cart to the
horse.
horse.
You guys did cart driving. Oh, that's so
both.
cool.
And you'd go
that's
around
really cool.
the little track, and there'd be judges, and then there'd be ribbons at the end. So we had an Airstream silver bullet Airstream trailer, which we would bring to these horse shows. Yep. And then it was like, for a while, like my parents tried to do it as like a second business, and there was apparently some tax problem and they gave up. So by the time I was a teenager, like it was no longer a thing my folks were doing, but my sister worked in a stable all through high school.
I have known you a decade. Not once have you ever mentioned this.
Well, because for me, it wasn't a big part. I just when they went to horse shows, I would bring my Apple II Plus in the trailer and code in BASIC, while they were out showing horses.
Nerd.
Me, Mica, please.
I know. Crazy.
Yeah.
Mica, I need horse updates. What's going on with your horse?
Well, he's perfect. My baby boy's name is Ace. So hilarious. Since we haven't seen each other in, 48 years approximately, I started riding again. I used to ride all the time as a kid. Started riding again in 2020. Got way too obsessed. Just like went full horse girl regression.
And you got injured, right?
Yeah. So I got my first horse in 2022. And then I got run over by a horse, not my horse. And it was the rider's fault. This horse was clearly in pain at a horse show. I was in a pedestrian area. She backed over me at like full speed. I vividly remember a crunch on my leg with two hooves. I like a classic horse girl, begged them not to cut my boot off because I was like, these are $2,100 pairs of boots. Do not cut them off. They had to anyway. And it was like 3-ish breaks in it. And
this is a long freeze.
Was like rushed into an ambulance and rushed to the hospital. And I vividly remember, don't vividly remember because I was in shock. So I was screaming, don't cut the boot off. Every horse girl does that. Too bad they cut it off anyway. Expensive ass $2,100 leather boots. You keep those forever. Cut them off my leg. But then even though I was screaming, I know we had health insurance. My mom, obviously, she got there really fast. And I was like, don't put me in an ambulance. It's so expensive. And she was like, we can cover it. I'm like, no, I know how expensive it is.
Isn't America cool?
Yeah. Yay. So then I end up going to this really janky hospital, experienced medical racism for the first time in my life. That was crazy because, they have to take you to the nearest hospital. And I was out in Sylmar. They were like, no, we don't want to give you a lot of, painkillers. Like you're fine with the Tylenol. My leg was, like shattered. It was awful. I don't know if you insert pictures and everything later, but I can send you the x-ray. So my dad, like eventually, because they were just treating me horribly there, got me out of there. We went to Cedars.
Right, because this is like a notorious racist trope, right? Is like,
yes,
black people have a higher pain. They don't need as much anesthetic, right?
Exactly.
Just Tylenol is fucking crazy.
It was crazy. Insane.
Yeah.
And then they were also like dismissing me, saying like, I don't want to get my blood drawn right now. And like the phlebotomist kept coming by and being like, hold out your arm. And I was like, no. And like, they wouldn't let my parents be in there. And so eventually my dad was just like, fuck this. We're taking you to Cedars. And so he like puts me in the back of his car. I'm like holding on to the seatbelt for dear life because, and like my leg is out. But we get to Cedars. They're amazing. Take really good care of me. But I had to get my bones manually reset. And my pain tolerance now is the stuff of like a god, because you don't know pain until two grown men are pressing on either side of your broken leg together. I remember
pain you've ever felt.
Oh, my body won't like let me remember what that pain was, but I remember before I passed out that the nurse had like, it was morphine, anti-nausea vials, and she was just shoving them into the IV like continuously. But after that, I still passed out. And my dad said that, because I don't remember this part, that I was like lifting off the bed like The Exorcist, and they had to like hold me down.
Oh my God. Oh, Mica.
And
so
then
it wasn't surgery. They were just like manually.
Because the best orthopedic surgeon wouldn't be in until 2 days later. And they were like, if you want to probably avoid having 2 surgeries, because like my Achilles was almost torn, then they're like, you should have like the best surgeon. So we waited, but that meant that for 2 days in like a temporary cast, my bones were floating kind of.
Cool.
Really cool. Yeah. So it's like when my leg was up, but if I had to pee, I had to put my leg down and everything shifts. It's just, it was not a fun experience, but all of that to say, I went to surgery. The nice gay anesthesiologist put on Taylor Swift's Speak Now, Taylor's version, because it just came out. Oh, all of this, I forgot to mention the worst part of this. This all happened a day before my birthday. So the nurses were the first people to wish me a happy birthday at midnight when I was in the hospital. Because everybody would check my chart and be like, and your birthday is, ooh. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you so much.
Wait, are you back to 100% now? Or
pretty much, kind of. Okay. I still have a plate and 12 screws in my ankle. So when it gets cold, I feel it. I'm like that old woman. I know when it's going to rain.
Leighton, you guys have so much in common.
Yeah, we do. Because since the last time I saw you, I fell off my roof and broke 6 bones. And I am also full of screws.
Did you just say fell off your roof?
Yeah, I did. It's a whole thing. I'll tell you when we're done recording. But
yeah, please
if it's
tell me
any
later.
consolation, it was completely on purpose.
Yeah, shut up. Totally my fault, but it the feeling it when it gets cold, and I also feel like if you haven't experienced what it's like when your bones are fucked, it's like impossible to describe to somebody because it's in your feet or leg, like you're not conscious of like your foot bones until they're broken.
100%. No, that's so real. And it's just like, I'll always have the metal in there. Although now I have a really cool tattoo that highlights the giant surgery scar on the side of my leg. But I have many. I have like my leg is very surgery scarred. Then, a lot of physical therapy and whatever. But all that to say, my first horse was a little crazy, so we sold him because I couldn't handle it. I can't move my ankle as much as I used to be able to, so I have magnetic stirrups now. So now I have this new perfect baby boy Ace.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really helpful to keep your ankles in because I can't keep my ankle in to put leg on. But people in like even the Olympics wear them. They're just a riding aid that are really nice. And it's not like you're stuck. You can easily lift your foot out.
The boot, it's the boot and the stirrup that are magnetically stuck together.
So the stirrup, the bar of the stirrup is magnetic, and you put in these metal like insoles essentially, so it sticks together. It's easy to get your foot out if you need to, and if you fall, it separates. But
amazing.
Essentially, it was like we needed a horse that could help me get my confidence back because like I was scared to ride, especially because Aragorn, my old horse, was so skittish. I was just uncomfortable in the saddle. And there are horses like that just take care of you. And so my coach and I, after, almost a year of searching, found Ace, who is my perfect angel baby boy. He loves his mom. He's smart in the perfect ways, but he's stupid in the best ways. You always want a dumb gelding. Like you want him to have elevator music. That's like recorder elevator music. But if I'm having a bad day, like a off balance day, he can like right himself under me. He sometimes, even if I'm giving him the wrong signals, he's like, I know what you think you need, Mom. I got you. You just have to hold mane and go over the jumps because he knows his job. He can count strides. He's just, I love my baby boy. I get to see him tomorrow.
Aw. What is his all-time favorite treat?
Oh my God. He loves a banana. He loves a banana. That's a banana munching boy.
Well, with that, I think we are unfortunately at time.
Such a quick segment.
I know it's way too fast, but
please come back for a full episode again.
Exactly.
I'll yap more about horses.
Yeah. Is there anything that you'd like to plug?
I would like to plug that everybody should go watch season 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen because it is pure art in this world of AI. It is so creative and beautifully done. But other than that, follow me on @Mica Burton on Instagram because Twitter is a hellscape. I'm no longer there.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We will see you on the next one.
Yeah. Bye, Mica. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Well, just taking a brief intermission from these wonderful guests because we did it last week and here we are again.
I just flew in from recording and boy, are my arms tired.
That is how I felt doing these. It's been wonderful to talk to all of these people, but as you know, yesterday we did 4 of these in a row.
4 in a row. Great people.
With like 15 minutes breaks in between, but it's always, for my introverts out there, jumping between like 4 very different vibes in quick succession. I was destroyed after doing those recordings, even though I had a great time.
Yes,
I loved seeing everybody, but I just like went comatose and was like, I gotta be horizontal for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Whereas I personally love our guests and everybody on this show. I don't want to speak for you, but I like these people. So I was happy and energized to talk to them, as I am with all of our guests. Asterisk.
We'll transfer that energy into introducing the second half of this.
Great. Here's 3 more people. All right, everybody. It's Sarah Zed. Hi, Sarah.
Hello. How's it going?
It's good. Thanks for coming back.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, it's been very nice having a whirlwind of talking to our favorite guests, and now you're here.
Thank you. Yeah. Congratulations on 300 episodes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's shocking. I don't think any of us expected to get here.
Despite our complete lack of organizational ability, somehow we managed to.
Hey, you've gotten so many people here already. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's true.
It's kind of a miracle, actually.
What is new with you, Sarah? It's been a while.
Let's see. I'm making a mockumentary right now. That's kind of the big project that I'm working on. Yeah. Well, I was rewatching American Vandal recently. I don't know if either of you have seen it. It's so good. It's a Netflix true crime style mockumentary. It's amazing. And I was like, people have used a true crime documentary as the format or the medium for a mockumentary. People have used a band documentary with regards to like Spinal Tap and that kind of thing. No one has ever used a video essay. essay. So like a video essay, ostensibly, but it's about something that has never actually happened. It's using it to tell a story. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm working on a few videos too.
That is amazing.
Yes, I love it.
I'm not a YouTuber, but I've like repeatedly said I want somebody to do
YouTube adjacent.
Shut up.
Right.
The somebody doing like a drama channel style video, but about a person who doesn't exist.
That's literally what this is. So I'm
so excited.
I hope that you will be very happy when it comes together.
I am stoked to see that.
And is it a comedy?
There are funny aspects. There's like a really incongruous sponsorship, like in the middle of a really dramatic moment. But I think it is also using it to sort of tell a story, which is a critique of the drama channel. Mm-hmm. That's my intention.
Okay,
I'm shopping it with Nebula, so I've gone through some script revisions, but that's how I think it's going to turn out.
And this is the thing you're writing wholly on your own.
Yes.
Great.
What about you? What's new? Oh, sorry, please.
I love that as an evolution of the videos that you make. How do you feel like over the past years that your content has changed or developed in terms of like what you like doing or what you've tried?
Yeah. Oh, I'm really happy with the stuff that I'm making right now because I've talked about this a couple times, I think, but like 2021, 2022, I was putting out a video basically every single month about like the XYZ thing, Tumblr. And it was like, that wasn't always what I was the most satisfied making because I was thinking, well, if I had more time, I would do something a little bit more ambitious here. I feel like, this Tumblr stuff, and I say that with, full respect for my past videos, but it feels like, that's all anybody wants to see from me, but I feel like I can do more. And so I've really moved away from that.
And to do one a month with the kind of thing you do, that's a lot.
It was a lot. It was really
a lot of work.
It was really exhausting, to be honest.
I bet. Yeah.
And they do take more time now, so I apologize to anyone who's waiting for that. But I think they're a lot better. I like doing things that are a little bit more weird, a little bit more ambitious. I've got a few really exciting things in the works. And yeah, I'm really happy with it because for a while I felt quite dissatisfied in terms of I feel like the things that people want to see me make are not the same as the things I want to make. And so it felt very restrictive. And I took a little bit of time off and I came back. Initially, this was a little while ago, and I did that video on like AI girlfriends. And I'm really proud of it because that was before ChatGPT even publicly existed. It was just this other app. And now with the whole like, I'm dating my AI thing has become much more of a social problem, as it were. And so
yes,
I feel like being able to be kind of tapped into the sociological sphere, the tech sphere, has allowed me to make some interesting videos, I think.
And does working with Nebula give you like more latitude to kind of do these weirder things?
Oh yeah. I've got this video that is coming out pretty soon. I'm still waiting on some illustrations that I'm getting commissioned, so it's not quite out yet, but it's going to be on Nebula. It's called 3 Dead Girls I Love, and it is about basically these 3 like historical women who are not very well remembered and their stories. And they all died incredibly young and were incredibly intelligent and different across history, and what that means to me, and also what it says about like what history chooses to remember, what things get placed into the archive, as it were. And it's a little bit difficult to explain the premise of the video, but it's going to live on Nebula. And that's good because firstly, there's aspects where I worry it could be demonetized on YouTube. But secondly, I feel like I don't need to give it like a super clickbaity thumbnail with a red circle.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, I know this is a little bit difficult to explain, but just watch it and I can feel confident that people are going to. So that's really, really nice.
That's great. Yeah.
I haven't gotten into the Nebula series of content, but if you had to recommend other creators' stuff that's on Nebula, what would you suggest as the entry point other than your own stuff?
Lindsay Ellis has put some really, really great videos out on Nebula recently. She did a good one recently on body cam YouTube and how as like police officers have started to be required to wear body cams, a lot of the time it hasn't really led to accountability for them, but what it has led to is a lot of content on YouTube of like, here's a drunk person getting arrested, which is now making these channels, millions of dollars, and what it says, why people find it compelling. So that's a really,
why
really
it's very frequently humiliating women.
Yup, exactly that. She talks about the very gendered aspect. There's also a what is it called now? There's a really fun mini series that I watched where basically it is a road trip where The Getaway, that's what it's called. So 6 creators go on a road trip, and there's a secret mole who is trying to sabotage them. But the twist is everyone is the mole, and nobody knows that they are all the mole. So that's really fun. That was a blast.
That's
so The Getaway is another one I recommend.
Aside from the topics that you're making videos on right now or that you want to make, what's something that you're like fascinated by lately?
Ooh, what is something that I'm fascinated by lately? Ooh, I might have to think on that for a second, because lately all of the stuff that has been really exciting to me is the stuff I've been working on, because I'm doing a video right now about like the misery memoir boom of the 2000s and sort of what it says about what happens when trauma becomes packaged for money. And so I've been reading.
This is like the Million Little Pieces.
Yes, and as stuff, with A Million Little Pieces, a lot of them turned out to be fraudulent. And like, why is that? Was this actually a uniquely more fraudulent genre, or was there just more attention on it? So I've been reading a lot of those lately, and I'm sort of connecting it to like the first wave of these misery memoirs, which was actually the Satanic Panic in the 80s, and some of these books starting into the 70s with Go Ask Alice. I've been reading a lot of Beatrice Sparks books lately, and they're really bad. Which that's what's really been fascinating me, but unfortunately that is video related. I just finished watching the anime Hunter x Hunter. I don't know if either of you are big anime enjoyers.
Not me so much,
I've been really, really fascinated with because it is basically a story about, it starts as like a very bog standard shonen. Kid goes on an adventure, but as it continues, it's sort of kind of a critique of the shonen genre, which the author wrote one of the most prolific examples of the shonen genre before writing this story. And a lot of it is like, this kid is literally like destroying his body in order to like go on dangerous adventures. And the reason why that's been fascinating to me is learning about the author. The manga industry is extremely demanding on artists, and he is someone who now has extremely severe chronic pain because of how much writing and drawing that he did to create this thing. So it is a story about someone who has destroyed their body to fulfill their dream, written by someone who is destroying his body to fulfill his dream. That's been really interesting to me.
Wild.
That's a really interesting parallel with sort of the trauma memoir thing, especially with some of them being fraudulent. Have you read A Child Called It?
I have, yes.
Yeah, that one's tough. I think they made us read it in school at one point.
That's crazy.
What's it about?
It's a story about a kid who grew up with a really abusive mother, and the veracity of it is pretty dubious. But I think it's also interesting looking at abuse memoirs, both the exploitative type and the genuine type, and how difficult it is to suss those out, especially with how often victims of abuse are not believed. So you could look at something like Mommy Dearest by Christina Crawford, which I think people wrote off because Joan Crawford was such a beloved figure. But like,
I like her movies. She would never.
Yeah, exactly. And like reading the memoir, it's such real behavior. And it's the same way where like, yes, the movie is campy, but also watching it, it's like, oh, this is an extremely accurate depiction of an abusive mother. And it like, for some people watching it, they're like, oh, that's crazy. Nobody would ever be like that. And it's like, no wire hangers is like the realest shit ever.
Because it's seemingly such a random thing that you wouldn't know, why is this setting you off? But that's literally like what it is like.
Yeah, abuse is stupid and random. It makes no sense. It's crazy making. You're just constantly living in fear, and you never know what's gonna set it off. So I think that is also an interesting vector of like believability, and it always feels shitty to question the veracity of these sort of trauma memoirs. But
has the public opinion on Mommy Dearest specifically turned from this is probably made up to we believe this now? Is there like a consensus on how people feel about that specifically?
I mean, the movie is now beloved despite it bombing and basically destroying
So I know
Taylor's career. I don't know. I feel like people don't read or like don't know that it's based on a memoir.
Really?
Yeah.
I
thought that was like its most famous thing.
Anyone like on the internet who is like to be like, oh, this is fake, this is made up. Like at the very least, I remember just YouTube throwback moment when James Somerton did that Mommy Dearest video. A lot of people were commenting like, oh, I don't know if this is camp. I don't know if this is funny because this is like a real story. So I feel like in the circles of the internet that I've walked in, people have seemed to shift to like, believing that, yes, this did in fact happen. But also, who knows when you step outside of one's bubble, right?
Sure, of course.
Yeah. And then you point to things like I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy.
Amazing book.
Yes, it's fantastic. I look forward to seeing more stuff from her. And then also like Linda Gray Sexton, who's Anne Sexton's daughter, wrote a really great book about her experience with her mother. And it's really, really tough, very much about like covert incest, but like seeing Anne Sexton's poetry, which very formative for a lot of people, including me, the way that she writes about her own daughter, her own relationship with her sexuality, you see that reflected in Linda Gray Sexton's relationship with her mother in a way that's really uncomfortable. And it, raises a lot of stuff about how do we look at the work of an abuser, and especially when it's so inextricable with the lived experience of the survivor in that case.
I just read the Moon Zappa autobiography, daughter of Frank and Gail Zappa. And that one was very interesting. I don't read a lot of this genre personally, but she had the kind of childhood where her parents basically were like, yeah, you do whatever you want, like it's cool. And father was kind of a philanderer and a narcissist. Both
Frank Zappa, yeah.
Yeah, no, for real. And I when I was younger, I was very into Zappa music, and it is a very hard pill to swallow now because he's such an asshole. And the interesting thing is the mom doesn't sound that much better, at least from Moon's telling. It's also an interesting book just from reading like what was it like to grow up in LA in the 60s and 70s kind of thing. Yeah,
I haven't read this book, but I am aware of Frank Zappa being a dick through like cultural osmosis. When did it come out?
Yes, a couple of years ago. It's very recent.
Ooh.
And yeah, she's a really good writer. I knew a lot of the people she was talking about in the book, not personally, but like of that scene, because there's a lot of like that 60s Laurel Canyon scene. There's a ton of famous people who who lived like next door to them, and I think it's worth reading. I enjoyed it.
I think this is the first teapot sighting on this show.
Oh
yeah.
I have this, and then I also have, I'm not using it right now because it needs to charge, but I got a mug recently as an anniversary gift, which is, it's connected via Bluetooth, which I think is a little silly, but it keeps your tea at the perfect temperature that you designate. It just keeps it there, and it is the best.
What's your perfect tea temperature?
I believe... I can tell you exactly if I had my phone on me, but I believe that it is 63 degrees Celsius. Let me confirm that for you.
Sounds reasonable.
And I can give you the most defined answer possible.
Great. I want decimal points here.
Yeah, specificity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. This mug is called Ember, and my perfect tea temperature is connecting.
You gotta pair your mug.
Smart.
63 degrees Celsius, which is
I love it.
The same as 145 degrees Fahrenheit.
It sounds plausible. It's like hot but not scalding.
Yeah.
Right.
So 2 things. What does your mug say, and what tea are you into lately?
Ooh, this mug says, "This is what an awesome host looks like." It's actually my husband's mug that I'm stealing rudely because they used to host our talk podcast for our D&D podcast, and so this was a gift for them that I'm quite rudely taking. And then the tea that I am most into right now is a tea called Milk Oolong, which is an oolong tea, which I believe when it is dried over a vat of steaming milk, I believe. So the milk begins to coat the tea and gives it a really nice creamy taste when you drink it. Another good thing about oolong is that you can steep it multiple times, the same tea leaves. You just have to steep it for 1 more minute every time you make it. And I believe you can get like 4 different cups of tea through 1 thing of oolong. So Milk Oolong, if you're a tea fan, highly recommend.
So I had a tea experience recently. I think to talk about on this show. I was at a restaurant and I ordered what I thought was an Earl Grey, and it turns out to have been something called cream Earl Grey.
Oh yes, that's different.
I had never heard of before, and it was a rude awakening. The flavor
you didn't like it?
I hated it. I was
what's different about it?
I didn't look it up, but it was I love Earl Grey tea. This was it was kind of a tangier flavor. I had notes I couldn't quite pick out, but like almost a sour taste.
That's interesting because I feel curious like with creamy Earl Grey, I find the citrus to be a lot more mellowed out, but it's Earl Grey, and then there's often a vanilla or a cream flavor added. Maybe you're not a vanilla enjoyer.
I do like vanilla, but you're right. But it was it was an aggressive vanilla. It wasn't like a chill vanilla.
Too much.
I really didn't like. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I should have. And then I looked at the menu, and indeed it did say cream Earl Grey. I just didn't.
Well, you would have, if you've never heard of it, you would assume that that's like flavor text. If you get something that's like that's delicious golden chicken, you're not going to be like, oh, there's gold in it.
Right. I thought, I don't know. It was just like, it's like like oaky or whatever, some flavor.
Yeah.
Is this a general thing with teas that there's blank and then cream blank?
Not in my experience. I think it's mostly a thing with Earl Grey, but I could be wrong on that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my entire tea story.
I'm so sorry.
What zone? What zone of tea do you gravitate towards the most?
Ooh, in the night when I don't want caffeine, I don't tend to go for a fruit tea. I tend to go for a flavored rooibos. And I like flavored black tea blends. I believe this is something with nuts in it, and I think cocoa nibs maybe. And I really, really like oolong. I like green tea, but I haven't been drinking a lot of it lately, and there is seemingly no good reason for that. I don't know why.
Green tea is so nice, though, especially getting a nice hot one like on a cold day.
Oh, it's so perfect.
So comforting.
Do you guys have the thing? I don't know if this is genetic or whatever, where if I drink black tea on an empty stomach, I feel nauseous.
No, I'm so sorry. Okay, this and your cream Earl Grey experience, maybe you're just like not built for the world of tea.
Not built for tea. This is my new t-shirt.
It's there it hates you.
I figure, I don't know if it is it like a gut biome thing or is it genetics or whatever, but if I have, I mean,
God
for real,
hates
if I have
you.
God devil, that's because of what I've done. But if I have a black tea on an empty stomach, I will invariably, like without exception, feel nauseous.
Is it the caffeine? Like, does coffee do that to you too?
No, coffee I can have on an empty stomach, no problem. There's something specifically about black teas that gets me, and I don't know exactly what it is.
Fascinating.
Before you go, what is your holy grail top of all time tea?
It is a tea from a Vancouver store, Bayswater tea, called Divine Temptation, and I probably can tell you exactly what's in it because I think I have a thing of it here.
Is that a tea? Is that like your tea area?
Yes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones here. We have an 8th here from Turkey. We have this one that's still vacuum sealed. We got a bunch. I realize that this podcast is presumably an audio medium, so I guess it's not actually. I'm just saying words. I'm like, it's over here.
We'll put the video on too, actually.
Oh, okay. Yep, perfect. Yeah, bunch of tea. It is called Divine Temptation. It is sweet and nutty, and it is like drinking a chocolate cake. If you're in Vancouver, Bayswater tea, highly recommend.
I actually have a tea I've been seeking out, like a white whale tea that I've been trying to find. I spent about a month in Chengdu, 15 years ago, and they had this buckwheat tea that I've never been able to find since then, and it was like smooth and a little buttery in a good way.
That sounds amazing.
And I keep looking in Asian markets for like buckwheat tea, and I found things that are buckwheat teas, but not this specific thing. And I can't remember what the specific name was for it. I really want this Chinese buckwheat tea.
You gotta go back to Chengdu.
I know, yeah.
A commenter is going to come through on that one. They
Please.
have to.
100%. Yeah. because it's got to be some kind. It wasn't like I went down some dark alley and then the next day the alley wasn't there. That kind of thing.
That alley burned down 50 years ago.
yeah, in a tea fire. But yeah, that's my white whale tea. But now, surely, Leighton, you must have some tea that you're. Into.
I don't drink a lot of tea anymore. I think partially because I'm such a slob that like tea bags in a mug presents a problem for me because I forget
your dog
and it's like
them too.
an ecosystem now. But I do love Earl Grey. I love a green tea. I feel like the best one I've had in recent years was I had a really nice like cherry blossom green tea,
so good.
Which part of it is that it came in an awesome tin, and I love a tea tin. You can put all sorts of shit in there, like drugs. And on that note, Sarah, thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Yes, thank you.
We would love to have you back for a full episode again.
That'd be great.
20 minutes.
Congrats again on 300.
Thank you. Would you like to plug anything, or if people want to watch your stuff on Nebula, where should they go?
YouTube or Nebula at Sarah Zed. I'm probably doing some more live shows this year, so keep an eye out on that.
Oh, great.
My most recent video is about cheating in chess. That's a fun one. Check it out. If you see me on Lee Chess, no, you didn't.
Amazing.
All right, folks, it's Bill Childs. Hi, Bill.
Hey, how's it going, y'all?
It's great. Thanks for coming back.
It's
We're happy to have you here.
Happy to be joining you from the occupied territories of Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Yes. As you both know, I have a lot of family there. So, or Rachel has family, and thus I have in family.
Is that how we call it? In family?
I just made up that word. Seems good.
I like it.
I mean, is there a better word for it?
In-laws? But no, I mean, you could just say family.
In-laws and extended family. So
yeah, but I don't call Dina's family my family for very specific reasons.
It's weird,
but,
right?
Yeah.
Would you? I mean, I have there's like a mother-in-law and a brother-in-law, but cousin-in-law? No. That seems weird, right? Extended family. I'm sure there's some language that has solved this problem, but it's not
Probably
English.
so. Probably
now,
German.
Bill, I mean, you're bringing some things to the table here. You mentioned something just before we hit record that we need to catch the listeners up on.
Yeah, well, last time we chatted, I don't actually remember how we ended up talking about non-water floods, but I
mentioned it because it was on an MIT Mystery Hunt puzzle, and somehow something you said, triggered it in me, and I mentioned it.
And thank God for that.
Yeah, so last time we were talking, we ended up on the Wikipedia page for list of non-water floods. I believe we went down and spent a good amount of time talking about, there was a chocolate flood, which is for some reason no longer on that page. That seems, I don't see it. We need to spend some time looking at viewing the history here.
Now,
yeah, what happened to the urchins running miles for?
Yeah,
why would you do that? That's obnoxious. Anyway, but there is a new one. About a month after the last time I was on, there was the Lavira Distiller wine flood in Portugal, and I believe I was on in August. And so it was 580,000 U.S. gallons of wine flowing down Rua de Cima in village. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. The road, at least one basement flooded, but no injuries. So just a shit ton of wine.
Well, that's good.
Wow. People getting very drunk.
And this is, I see. Okay, so this is interesting. According to this Wikipedia, in 2023, the distillery amassed a large quantity of wine in storage due to a European wine surplus, which links to the phrase wine lake.
Oh, overproduction of wine.
Which is a concept. Yeah. Inflation increased prices on food and drinks, and consumers are drinking less wine, both in Portugal and the countries it typically exports to. This, combined with a productive grape harvest, the famous productive grape harvest of 2022, I presume, led to increased storage. So this is the cause, in part, of this wine flood.
I feel like if there was a confluence of the chocolate flood and the wine flood, that's like ideal flood conditions. Because is there anything better than having
a little bit of chocolate?
some red
Absolutely.
wine and a little chocolate? I mean,
and you're caught right in the middle, and one's coming in from one side, and the other's coming in from the other.
You get 2 funnels, and you attach them to a snorkel also.
Yeah, and you're like,
see, I was thinking you were saying the snorkel so you can continue to breathe, but you're not worried about breathing. This is the end game for Leighton.
No.
Is
That's right. Yeah.
Or maybe like a pool noodle that you could just
Yeah. Splash around.
I'm working with you.
big old straw.
And you're just on a floaty going through, and a helicopter is like, has a camera on you, and you're just sitting there saying, "This is the life." I could get used.
I am
to this.
not skilled at like looking through the Wikipedia history, but I don't see who removed that thing. There is somebody recently added a new entry. Apparently, there's a Romanian cyanide spill that possibly wasn't there last time we were there. That sounds potentially tragic, but I don't see who took out the chocolate. I am.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Disappointed. Removed. Oh, mud flows covered elsewhere. No, that's not us. We're not talking about mud.
I believe this is where I learned this page where I learned the phrase.
Yeah, I think we talked about that. Yeah, I think
was
that
not
was
a
on that
term.
last call. So wait, let's find out about the cyanide flood though. When was that? Oh, there we go. I bet that's gonna be a bummer. Oh, that's a mind tailing.
Why would you suspect that?
We're not going to do that.
Sounds awesome.
We're going to stick with the wine and the fruit juice and all that fun stuff.
Well,
good Lord, the spill has been called the worst environmental disaster in Europe since the Chernobyl disaster. That sucks. Where's our Craig Mazin miniseries on this?
Was that kid? Okay,
the cyanide
not good,
spill.
but I'm glad that if the wine flood was the worst you've had a pretty good run. Just a bunch of wine. It's not so bad.
Well, the other thing we were texting about, not 15 minutes ago, we can talk about that as well. On a similarly light note, Bill, do you want to fill Leighton in?
Are you familiar with Soldier of Fortune magazine, Leighton?
Oh, I've certainly heard of it. Wow.
Let me just give you a little sense of it. I have to actually say that if you're going to be buying an armored light vehicle, so Soldier of Fortune, it's the Journal of Professional Adventurers. Right inside if you're wanting to buy an armored vehicle, you want it to look that cool. I gotta say.
What year is this from?
This is 1987. The first, there's an ad from Paladin Press, which I think is who published the Anarchist Cookbook, if I remember right. Also,
plausible.
Based.
Yeah.
And the headline, the big book that they're featuring there is Sweet Sweepers: The Complete Book of Combat Shotguns. So it's pretty great. The reason that I have it, because Leighton may be like, oh, we have a sociopath on the call here. A student gave
She says that every week, actually.
That's a fair point.
But I usually say it about myself.
Or about Brian, So back when I was teaching torts all the time, there are a couple of interesting cases relating to that magazine. Actually, Brian, when I told him I had a copy of Soldier of Fortune, guessed exactly right, which was, is it classified ads for mercenaries? And that is exactly what it is. Or that's what it was. For a long time, they had classified ads, and there were like 2 different ones that led to sort of exactly what it was designed to do, which was people hiring other people to murder people. And so in both of those cases, the survivors of the victims sued the magazine. And
so these were hits that were successfully carried out.
Correct.
Someone was killed.
They looked in the back of Soldier of Fortune, and there's an ad that one of the ads says something like gun for hire, all jobs considered. The other one says mercenary for hire and doesn't say all jobs considered. And basically the courts were sort of struggling with, well, what do we do with that? Ordinarily you have an obligation to act with reasonable care under the circumstances, but there's this First Amendment question, at least maybe one, right? And so that case, the first one, the gun for hire, they concluded, we're going to have the potential of liability there. The second one, they said no, because
for the magazine.
For the magazine, yes, the murderers absolutely liable, but have no dollars, right? Soldier of Fortune, apparently reasonably successful, continued publishing until like 2016, although at some point it went.
2016.
Yeah,
wow.
I think at some point they went online. In class, somebody was like, "Well, does it still exist?" I said, "Well, 8chan does still exist, but so the other one, no liability, because they want to make sure you have to basically openly solicit criminal conduct, and so somebody in the class, I never quite asked why they had an extensive collection of soldier fortunes. But in this particular issue, there's a letter from the editor talking about basically how they're no longer going to publish these classified ads because of woke, basically, because the potential liability was too high. They said they're very upset about that. So that's
not murdering someone is pretty woke.
Yes, exactly. It is.
Yeah, it is a pretty extremist position in this day and age that murdering people is bad.
So I always assumed, I guess, again, never having actually picked up a copy, that it was, yes, mercenary one ads and essentially military role play, right?
Yeah.
For people who
I think
want to pretend they're badasses or something.
I think that's right. And then it is also, like I was telling you, that it has an interview. I forget with the guy's name. But
I clicked on it.
Like,
it's LA.
Yeah, the LA Times guy. So it basically the sort of Greg Bovino before Greg Bovino. It was the guy from California who was trying to impose, like was waving his hands around and all upset and concerned about all of the undocumented folks who were going to destroy the country. This is, again, 40 years ago. None of the things he was wanting to have happen in terms of kicking everybody out, have happened in the meantime. We seem to still exist, and yet we also still have insane people invading Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a fun topic. This is
that's what we do.
Yeah.
Well, I think it is. Yeah, please, Leighton.
On the topic of torts, I wanted to hear about the most interesting tort cases you've encountered recently.
Oh,
I love me some torts, both dessert
Leighton
and
loves torts
and law.
Oh, the law ones. Okay, yeah. So I'm trying to remember. There was, you know what I'm going to do? I have a folder on my computer for the theoretical second edition of my casebook. So that'll tell me like things that have happened comparatively recently. If I can.
And for the listener, please define tort, because not everybody may be familiar with this term.
Yeah, so tort is civil wrong, right? So anything where you're suing somebody else, whether it's a person or a company or whatever, for something that you contend they did wrong. They acted negligently and you were harmed as a result. And I was a full-time law professor for 8 years, and I'm an adjunct now, and I teach a class called Recreation and Risk, which is about torts and other stuff in the amusement context and in other recreational activities. And so there's always really interesting stuff that happens. And there was one that I thought was really good. Well, this is not exactly that, although I will come. Oh, I know what it is. Here's the best one. I've got it for you, Leighton. I was trying to remember what it was.
Get our tort horn going.
Yeah. Well, I know you've got your little soundboard, so you may want to have like a fuck yeah ready or something like that.
It's not hooked up right now, sadly.
Thank God. Thank God.
Leighton, should I get it?
No.
Is that a yes?
As I said it, I knew Leighton was going to Childs, what's wrong with you, man? So I've been doing this long enough that paying attention to this stuff long enough that I can now share the second waterfowl-related potential lawsuit from somebody being injured on a roller coaster. And
okay, so is the first one Fabio?
It is. I was going to do a little quiz, and I had forgotten that he talked about like that there should be liability, or that he was considering bringing a lawsuit, and that they should have some way to prevent that from happening. And I was reading this back over again, and one of the things he said was, "What if there was a baby on the roller coaster?" Like, well, yeah, that would be upsetting. I agree that
a baby would love Apollo's chariot.
That's exactly
I do
right.
love that. Yeah, it's a great coaster.
So,
and I guess in Austria they don't have height or age requirements.
Yeah, just put them all on. Yeah, it's fine. They just don't have the tort liability concerns. But yes, the
Kaiser says it's fine.
But last October, a woman filed suit against SeaWorld Orlando because a duck entered the roller coaster's path and struck her in the face. And the allegation was basically that they created a zone of danger by the high speed and then placing the roller coaster over or near a body of water, which creates a higher risk of bird strikes involving ducks, gulls, geese, and other waterfowl. It was just ducks. Like, you didn't need to say all the rest of that stuff. And then they also designed the ride in such a way as to disorient waterfowls, thereby increasing the risk of collision. So that's my favorite.
And wait, has this been settled? This went to court?
No, it was sued it filed in October. It has not. I very seriously doubt it's gone very far. yet.
I'm shocked to hear that, considering SeaWorld's wonderful track record of caring
animal
for
rights.
its animals. And,
yes. It's a fair point, but I don't think they wanted to do that. But yes, I think.
And how does?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, please.
I was just going to say, I just don't think 2 waterfowl accidents in 40 or 35 years or whatever. Probably 35 years suggest that there's much of a problem.
Yes, sometimes weird shit just happens. How did these come across your desk, Bill? Are you, do you have a Google alert?
He's the one sending out the birds.
Yeah, waterfowl roller coaster.
Be real.
Yeah. I actually do not, which I probably should, but the good thing about having taught as many people as I have who know that I'm interested in this is that anytime there's a weird thing, multiple people will get in touch about it. I mean, I assume that you get that, like anytime there's a thing about like blacklight investigations of hotels, finding just human stuff all over the place.
Everything.
I assume that's what.
Yeah, I get a lot of "Is this yours?" messages.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's right. I get anything if there's any kind of ninja thing that happens. I get about a billion texts. From everybody. How many times have I been gifted the ninja bread cookie? Cutter, like cookie, cookie cutters. Yeah.
Is there a category for of that, like for you, for Leighton? Yeah, for you, Leighton. Is there anything like that people always are like? I mean, games maybe, but that seems so broad.
Maybe like things related to Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, okay.
But I would say the bulk of communiques from randos are unspeakable. On this show.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the end of every of the semester, especially with this class. I'm like, okay, really enjoyed the class. I look forward to hearing from you when something terrible happens on a roller coaster, and it happens like quite regularly. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I think it's fun. Bill, you and I have lived a few more years than Leighton, and I think we've established our things maybe a little harder than Leighton has. Although I don't know, with how many thousands of hours do you have on Fallout now, Leighton?
Leave me alone.
There's a thing. It's just maybe a thing that people don't communicate with you as much about.
Yeah, exactly.
The other follow-up, I know that we're getting close to on time, but the other follow-up, last time we were together, Leighton, you were talking about a kid's CD, and I failed dramatically to find what it was, but you found it. And do you remember what I don't remember what it was, or even how you found it.
It was Once Upon a Dinosaur, and it was found because my dad sent me the disc.
Perfect.
And it was in my old the CD books, and I think it had my CDs and then also some like PC games that I liked as a kid. But I believe we came around to that my MS Paint mock-up of the album cover is exactly what the disc looks like.
Yeah, it was the disc. That's right.
Yeah,
but not the cover.
And it looked fantastic. Like it was a remarkable copy of it.
So I was glad that we settled that one. It really brought it all full circle for me. Just remembering being a child devastated by the idea of dinosaurs dying.
Oh, I'd forgotten that it was like a kind of a dark, gritty take on the dinosaur thing.
Well, because it's like, we dinosaurs, I'm a T-Rex, and then it's like the second to last track is like, where did they
go? Oh man, I'd forgotten about that. That's brutal.
That is an ontological horror a 4-year-old is not prepared to handle.
We probably asked you this last time, Bill, but do you have a childhood album that you have a vague memory of that you've never been able to
I don't.
trace?
I mean, the thing that's weird about sort of where I ended up in the world in terms of being completely obsessed with music is that there was music in our house, but it was basically entirely classical and some classic jazz. Like my dad grew up in South Arkansas, so he could hear the Clear Channel AM stations coming out of New Orleans. So he grew up hearing jazz out of New Orleans, in the 40s and 50s. So he had like those Time Life box sets, which were great.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until into my teenage years that rock music came into my life, and there wasn't we checked out Free to Be You and Me, but it turns out you can find that in the world in the library, and that was really it. So there's not a white whale for me.
I don't have anything like that either. I do have you hear something and you're like, like everyone has, oh my god, I remember that, kind of thing when you hear something, but nothing I've been like trying to chase down.
You don't have a white whale.
Yeah, I wish I did.
No,
That'd
I wish
be cool.
I did. Yeah, it would be cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
or like a really homoerotic relationship with your first mate. I've never read Moby Dick.
The equivalent I have is there are two different things that I swear I remember reading in newspapers when I was like in high school, probably maybe college, and they're both bizarre and almost like possibly just like things that my brain created. One was that when they announced the existence of Super Target, like that version of the Targets, I was certain that they said they would all have mini golf courses in them, which would be great. And to be fair, every Super Target is a mini golf course if you believe in yourself. And the second one was that when they were building the Mall of America in the Twin Cities, there was a Hooters, and people were outraged about there being a Hooters here. And I swear to God, there was a spokesperson for the company that said it was in fact just wildlife themed. That was what Hooters meant was an owl. And I now have access to like all of the digital archives of both newspapers. Of the Twin Cities, and I can't find either of those.
Can't find it.
It's very.
I feel like the constant line of "oh, I just go for the wings" actually works really well if it is indeed wildlife and bird themed.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just a birder.
Can you imagine? There's a guy who's sitting in a Hooters reading a Playboy for the articles and eating the wings. And he's just there for those two things. And it just is this confluence.
And all the, and the owl. Exactly. It's a
That's right. Yeah.
Ornithologist? Can we do that? A horny ornithologist?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Ornithologist. Yeah, like an ornithologist going into a Hooters and being like,
where the fuck?
False advertising.
Yeah,
where all the goddamn birds.
Yeah. Some of those early Mall of America, especially restaurants, are fascinating to me. Yeah. Of course, famously Hulk Hogan's Pasta Mania being the big one. But you get this sense of what it used to be when it wasn't as corporate. I don't know. Is it a Westfield or is it its own thing?
I don't remember.
It must be owned by some big.
Yeah, it must be owned by something else. I don't know what it is though. Yeah, but yeah, it was weirder. I mean, it was also more repetitive. There were like 5 separate. What's the hat store? Lids, whatever that is.
Lids.
There are like multiple locations of that in one mall, which seems bizarre to me, and multiple like dollar stores and shit like that. But yes, it was definitely. It was weird in some places. It's still weird in some places. Yeah. It's
still weird.
Big.
It's not as weird.
Yeah.
Well, I think that puts us at time.
Okay.
But thank you so much.
It's always lovely to see you. I would love to do a full one sometime.
Yep.
Nice.
Please come back soon for a full one.
Yeah, and maybe after the horrors, as we're calling them here, or as I'm calling them.
After the horrors.
That'd be great. Yeah. It was great to see you guys.
And, we've been talking about doing a podcast guest speed dating type thing, and I have a trio that I think would make for a killer episode in terms of
I know who it is.
Creating some friendships, and that's you, Kevin Perjurer of Defunct Land.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Dave Cobb.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Themed entertainment designer.
Oh,
he did the Men in Black ride.
Oh, yeah. I heard that. That was a great episode too. Like
right? He was awesome.
Listened to as many as I can, which is not all of them, but that one was awesome. That was great.
Yeah, he's the best.
You three would get on like a house on fire, and I simply want to witness it.
Yeah, yes, that'd be great. I'm in.
Cool. Anything you want to plug?
You can buy my book, recreationandrisk.com. It's a law book, but it's a lot of non-lawyers read it and like it. That'd be cool.
And people can listen to the show.
Oh, yeah. So, that's right. And I also do have the radio show, Spare the Rock, Spoil the Child, sparetherock.com. You can stream it there. Yeah. Family music that won't make you insane. Often featuring Brian Wecht, one of his bands, but not the other.
That's right. Not the other.
Actually, sometimes two, because I have Trey has made appearances on there from time to time as well.
Oh, that's right. Yes, of course.
Wow.
Yeah. But not the other one. Not the ones with Dan in them.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. And it's specifically about Dan. It's not about the lyrics. It's just I hate that guy.
No, that's right. Yeah. Look, I don't control the levers, folks. That's coming from Bill. All right. Thanks so much, Bill. We'll talk to you soon.
Guys. Take care.
Thanks, everybody. 3, 2, 1, clap.
That was deliberate, and you fucking know it.
This is his revenge. He had to put up with us for too long, and now he's back and
Jerik's revenge,
getting vengeance. Well, because these are short, we're going to introduce right off the top. Everybody, you might recognize this voice. This is our Jerik, our former producer and editor, the man with the lips of an angel himself. Here he is.
Oh, that's right.
That's me.
Yeah, lips of an angel, mouth of a champion.
I had a joke, but I don't want to say it.
Oh, you should say it.
Please say the joke.
Come on.
Never mind. I don't want to say it.
Oh, Jerik, it's so good to see
you. Yeah. Wow, episode 300. That's a lot of episodes.
300.
It's too many. It's 299 too many.
We're not getting better at it either.
No.
Like we've definitely gotten worse since you left.
Oh, have your streams been keeping up? Is your Discord community still strong?
Yeah.
I'm still in there. I saw Shrimp a couple months ago.
Yeah.
He came out. He came out to Leah's show. Leah Jarrett, my girlfriend. He came out to a show. He drove up all the way from San Diego on a Wednesday or Thursday night.
Cool.
Trooper. Shout out to Shrimp.
Indeed. The fan base for this show, that's my porn name, Chad Move. The fan base for the show continues to be amazing.
That's amazing.
We've got a bunch of new people and, some stalwarts, and they're all mixing together in the Discord. It's great.
That's amazing. People emailing me asking.
All right, you have to tell Jerik about this.
And people emailing asking if
they're not fans of the show necessarily. We're not saying this is someone on Discord. This is just a random email you got.
Yeah, right? I received an email the other day asking if they could buy my used underwear.
I mean, if I may politely correct you, Leighton, your worn underwear, I believe, was the phrase they use.
What if you when was the last time you shit your pants?
That's a good question. It actually wasn't too long ago for me, I think.
Why?
I mean, not like a full...
Wait!
Because it's kind of it's a hobby. You guys aren't into public shitting?
No.
Oh,
Ryan, when was the last time you shit your pants?
I know. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. For me, it was a thing where I thought I had, but I hadn't. You know what I mean?
That doesn't count.
Yeah. Okay. So then it's been a really long time.
So 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, what time is it now?
I remember the last time I shit my pants. I also remember the last time I didn't really pee my pants, but
that I haven't done it.
When you
kid.
When you don't dry off enough.
Yeah, baby.
You don't shake enough before putting
you shake your what? What word were you going to use? I want to know.
Your ween.
Your ween. Okay, yeah.
Before you, I remember I was in Canada, and I
home
think
of
it was
pants shitting.
No, this was the not shaking, not drying off well enough.
Was it when we were there together?
No, it was it was the first time I went to. It was when I was in Calgary, and Leah and I were out to dinner. This was for a film screening, and we were out to dinner, and I was just like, oh, okay, I'm good. I'm like, the piss is all out of me. But then there's always just that sneaky second round of it came
caught
out
in the
of me.
tube, baby.
Exactly. And so that's why I like to sit when I pee at home.
You're so real for that.
Why do people
Well, I'll tell you. No. But if I may, do you not notice if you sit when you pee? Because I guess what is pressing on the bladder, when you stand up, sometimes you have to pee more. Right?
Oh, yeah,
you guys don't notice this?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But I mean, I wait a couple more seconds before I stand up.
Not me. I got places to be. I got to get out of there.
Have you seen that?
I got to go shit myself in public. I got to get out of the bathroom.
Have you seen the new Robbie Hoffman special on Netflix?
No, I heard it was good.
Oh, okay. I won't spoil it for you. Never mind.
Do you know who Robbie Hoffman is, Leighton?
No.
She's a comedian. She was on Hacks. She's a writer, that type of person. Very funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
But she had this bit. I'm going to spoil it. I don't care. She had this bit about
a fast 180 on that.
She was going around this a group of the women in her family, and they're like, do you raw dog the toilet, in layman's terms, raw dog the toilet? Do you put a liner down? And then everybody shared, and then her mom was like, I'm not sharing. And then she finally got her mom to share, and she was like, I just lift the seat up and pee on that. Sit on that toilet bowl.
Oh, that's insane.
Isn't that vile?
Yeah.
When was the last time you
part.
saw a toilet seat liner? I feel like they've kind of.
I agree. I don't see them as much anymore.
I see them all the time. I still use them. Like
I use them as bibs. That's what we order around the house, right? I have a bunch. I got a thing in my wall, put it around. Then you can just like really get in there.
Like,
on
like
food,
you're going
right?
to Red Lobster.
Yeah, that's right.
We've had budget cuts. We went bankrupt. We can't do the bibs anymore. It's toilet seat liners all the way.
Yeah,
you know, every time I pee now, I always, and sometimes when it hits the toilet seat, or when I'm peeing,
you shouldn't be aiming at the toilet seat.
I'm not aiming at the toilet seat, but it's just like sometimes the residual just like you fire too early, and then sometimes it just hits the seat. It hits the seat, and then I'm thinking like, oh man, some people don't wipe that shit, and then
some people don't wipe that shit,
or they think it's water. And I think about that time I asked you guys, like, do you put a liner down when you pee in or use the bathroom in public? And you said no, Brian. And I think about it all the time. You just go, what if, like,
I wipe visible substances off, and if it's really bad,
especially the ones that you contributed, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean that an artist always leaves his mark, right? But if there's like visible stuff, I'll wipe it off. But I'm not gonna put a liner down. I think it's fine. Now, I'm not sitting on a toilet seat, basically ever. I have different positions that I use that aren't just sitting.
Yeah.
Usually it's numbers 1 through 8, but occasionally I'll get up into the 40s. But if I'm on a toilet, like I don't have giant open wounds on my butt that I'm sitting on a toilet seat with, usually, and if I do, they're self-inflicted and they're for pleasure. You guys
Did you miss having to put up with this, Jerik?
Nope.
Nothing has changed.
Wait, I can't be the only one who makes little nicks on the back of their thighs and then sits in aftershave, right? That can't just be my thing.
I don't think I shaved my butt cheeks.
I call it witching hazel. I'd prefer not to take questions on this, actually.
I mean, it kind of feels like there's sort of a monastic quality to that, because it's sort of like Jesus.
Yeah, I'm masturbating.
It's just like Jesus' crown of thorns, except you're sitting on it.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay,
yeah, it's like
I respect the hustle.
A self-flagellation, like a lot of self-flagellation.
Mm-hmm. Self-flatulation.
Well, there is that. That's another thing. That's kind of part and parcel with the public shitting.
Mm-hmm. I do like to crop dust when I'm in public.
Of course, I know you do.
Especially in front of people, I'm like, I think I hate you.
Chemical warfare against your enemies.
Or if I'm just thinking like, your vibe looks weird, or like,
oh yeah,
you look shitty. Like,
you deserve this.
I will say, one of the great joys in life is dropping an SBD, and you guys know what I mean by that, right? Silent but deadly.
Yes.
In the presence of someone who looks like they fart worse than you do, and watching the blame get offloaded onto them when an entire crowd of people is like, and you're just like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, I got away with it.
I do remember the last time I shit my pants. It was because I was driving from San Diego to Nam.
Oh fuck yeah! Cool guy alert.
And that was already shitty within itself. But
you have to tell people what NAMM is. You have to tell people what NAMM is. I know we've talked about it. But
it's a National Association of Music Merchants. It's basically like a giant guitar center that happens at the Anaheim Convention Center.
Ponytail City.
It's like it's not my favorite thing. Let's just say
it's nobody's favorite thing.
Anyways,
actually, that's not true. It's a lot of people's favorite thing, and I don't want to hang out with those people. Is actually. Anyway, please continue.
I pulled over at a gas station in San Clemente. It was a Valero, and there's somebody in the bathroom, and I needed to pee real bad, so I just went to the bush.
Yeah,
I peed, and you know when you're like, I gotta let all this piss out of me so fast. So you start contracting your like abdomen and your butt, and then just like a little guy like
it happens.
came out, and I was like, oh wow. And so I had to like go inside the bathroom after this person left, and had to finish my business. Threw away my underwear. Actually, both instances where I like peed, like, in Canada, and that I had to throw away my underwear. I had to just raw dog.
You got to do it sometimes. Sometimes you got to.
It was great.
And Canadians love that too. I think in Calgary,
what do you think?
Isn't that the name of their hockey team, the Calgary Raw Dogs?
But what do you think the red thing on their flag is? It's a hemorrhoid.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right. The Ottawa Hemorrhoids.
Do you guys have hemorrhoids?
Oh, fuck yeah, brother.
I'm hemorrhoid gang.
Here's the thing. Nobody talks about it. Everyone's got them.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, why is it, we're talking, people want to be equal. So why is it called hemorrhoids? Why isn't it hemhizoids?
Now you're
them theroids.
You know what, Jerik?
I couldn't say that one, but I'm glad you did.
I was brave to do so. No, I keep that preparation H on me.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Jerik, your girlfriend's a comedian. You should save this A+ material for her.
I do. And the farts.
Yeah.
But those are farts of love.
They are.
That's right.
That's what Maybe does to me. She might do them out of loathing or love. I can't. I never really know. It's just that she needs her ass to be as close to my face as possible before she does it.
This is literally exactly what I was hoping we would talk about, Jerik.
The ointment preparation H, I think, is a dumb name because
I think the H stands for hemorrhoid.
But it's saying you're preparing for hemorrhoids, but you already have them. Why do you need to prepare for them?
Again, save it for Austin, Jerik. Like, this is mothership material if I've ever heard any.
I mean, okay, if we're rebranding Prep H, because I appreciate any brand that doesn't give in to Instagram style, like corporate Memphis, all lowercase with a period, sans serif graphic design. I respect the hell out of you. And Prep H hasn't done it yet. Like, it's old school
branding, I think.
You've used Preparation H in the past. It's the same thing. How do we rebrand it while staying true to the essence?
Oh, I like that, to make it a modern branding.
I think they lean into the humiliation element of it, of like, look, we know that asshole is itchy.
Oh wait, are we changing the name? Can we change anything, or we're keeping the name but changing the branding?
I think we're both. I got one. Okay. It's called Hemorrhoidance.
Okay.
Okay, badass. It should be red. The branding should be red, right?
That is true. That is true.
How about this for a brand name? Ow, my hole. It's like ow, exclamation point, my hole.
And then for the like O in the ow, it's like an asterisk.
Yes, that's exactly right. But for both O's. Right.
Yeah, it does work better on the whole. Yeah.
What if we got the lead singer, Yeahs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. yeah, I do.
She could change her artist name to sing songs about this anal suppository, and her name would be called Karen Hole.
You know what? And like changing their songs would be not that different. Maps, my asshole, please stay.
Or what if her she's still Karen O, so she could be Karen O, but the O stands for ow my hole. Right? And except it's one word. Karen ow my hole. Which looks like it might be a name.
Apostrophe?
No, it's just one word. It's capital. Oh, yeah, I like this a lot.
I think this is good.
You know, because I was going to ask who the spokesperson is, and I think we just figured it out.
Karen, oh my hole.
Yeah, and that's what it does. It's when you're caring for your hole. I mean, this writes itself.
Do you have hemorrhoids?
Guys,
we're starting
let's
a hemorrhoid
disrupt
awareness.
Hemorrhoids.
Normalize hemorrhoids and talking about them.
Also, it's designed by AI. That's the other thing we forgot to say here. The whole thing, the whole packaging, the whole box, everything. We got to.
I have an AI assistant that talks me through it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, gamers got to have hemorrhoids. Y'all sit in the chairs too long.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
I sit in my chair too long.
Who doesn't? It's 2026. We're all sitting. I love sitting, but I also love public shitting. It's kind of my thing.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. I'm a crazy little boy. I do crazy things.
He's a
in
crazy
public
guy.
And private. Yeah. Jerik, how are you? Everything good?
I'm great.
This fucking pivot.
I'm great. Got some fun, exciting things on the horizon.
Do tell.
I'm putting out an album. Wait, when is sidebar, when is this episode coming out?
This is going to be a 2-parter. You're in part 2, which is a week from tomorrow.
So next Friday?
So the 13th.
Okay. Got some exciting news. My album for my film score album for the movie Riley that I scored is out now.
Fuck yeah.
It's out digitally everywhere you stream music.
Digitally.
We also recorded a live version of the ending credit song "Sleepy Captain Moved to El Cajon" at my friend's studio, the Ship Recording Studio in Glassell Park. Recorded it live, and then also the big kicker is I'm printing it to vinyl.
Yay!
And it's gonna ship February 20th.
Fuck yeah!
So I have a copy right here.
Can I see it?
Show it off. Ooh!
Look at that!
Look at your name on it.
That rules, dude.
Yo.
Back. How cool that looks.
This is awesome. Sick.
Wait, did you spell your name wrong,
dude?
What?
Did you spell your name wrong on the back?
No. Oh my god.
Don't do that to him. That's
I know.
So
I love
fucked
to people.
It's also a double LP because it's a whole film score. And I printed it on some translucent blue. Check this shit out.
Ooh,
fuck yeah.
baby.
Oh shit, almost fucking dropped it. Fucking shit. Check this shit out.
Scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you want to take a crunch out of that bad boy? Because it's looking mighty delicious.
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
It's like it's the color of like blue Powerade, so probably yes.
Yeah, that rules.
It's got like a sea glass look to it.
Yeah, it's fucking rad. It's awesome. It turned out great.
Hold it right in front of your face so we can see how translucent. Yeah, we can still see you. Look at that. That's cool. That is not opaque.
It is translucent blue.
Yeah.
I love this record. I'm putting it out under my name. It'll be awesome.
Is this your first under just your name?
Yeah. Because it was a film score thing, so it felt appropriate to put it under my name. But everybody should watch the movie Riley. It's directed and written and directed by my friend Benjamin Howard. It's a coming of age, coming out film. It stars our friend Jake Hawley, and also if there are any Heated Rivalry fans, it stars Connor Story.
Whoa.
Before Connor Story did Heated Rivalry and the Joker. If you look
is he one of the main two guys in Heated Rivalry?
He's the Russian
cool
character. Connor did Riley and then Joker and then he did Rivalry.
Oh shit.
His IMDb. So
damn, dude.
For any fans. So
yeah. I've been meaning to watch that. I hear it's great.
It's great. We Leah and I are midway through. We're slow burning through it.
But that feels like the way that you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Slow burn.
Yeah.
I mean, that final looks so good. Whoever
Thanks.
hooked you up with the guy that made it for you must be a very cool and suave individual, whoever that person might be.
Wait, okay. Al My Hole needs to incorporate Archive of Our Own style tags in their advertising.
Yep.
So it's like enemies to lovers, slow burn, hurt/comfort.
Yeah. Hemorrhoids.
Emphasis on comfort.
Yeah. I bet if we went to AO3 and looked for a hemorrhoids tag, we would find some stuff, right?
No, it'll totally be like Toy Chica comforts you about your hemorrhoid.
Very
Jerik,
cool stuff.
Thank you so much for coming back on and putting up with this bullshit once again for old time's sake.
Yeah, dude, it's great to see you. I mean, so Jerik and I work together pretty regularly. We see each other often. But in this context, it's been a long time, and it's great to have you back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was great to see you too.
Like anywhere else? Days. Anywhere else you want to point people to check out your stuff?
You can just find me on Instagram. You can find the record, which is Riley Jerik Centeno. You can check it's on Bandcamp for purchase. Yeah.
Cool.
Amazing.
All right, dude. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
You guys, bye.
Well.
Well.
We've arrived at the end of the two-parter episode 300 with so many wonderful guests, and it's important, I think, for us to acknowledge some guests who were not able to make it today because they're dead. No, sorry.
They're podcasting in heaven now.
I'm talking about you, the listener. Thank you for sticking with us through 300 episodes and putting up with our shit. Here's to 300 more where we will not stop.
Yes.
You cannot stop us.
No, legally, I can't stop. This whole thing has been penance for...
Yeah, it's like parole.
I never saw any of those movies, which I'm sure won't shock you. So,
which movies?
The Maxine Pearl thing.
I haven't.
Wait, aren't you? Is that what you're talking? Oh, sorry. You're talking about the Scarlet Letter, Pearl. Right?
Did I say Pearl?
Didn't you say Pearl?
No.
I could have sworn. Oh, like you said parole.
Parole.
I thought you said Pearl.
This episode sucks.
Right, but okay, hold on. The name of the baby in the Scarlet Letter is Pearl, right?
I don't remember.
I think Hester Prynne's baby is Pearl, but I could be wrong. Right.
I believe you. Well, we've arrived at a boring natural endpoint of this episode. Thank you for tolerating my followed TV show rant. Stay tuned for more.
Yes, but I do want to say, on a similar note to what you started before I misheard you and started talking about the Maxine Pearl horror movies.
Ty West,
and yes,
oeuvre.
That's right, and the Scarlet Letter. We do genuinely want to thank everybody who's been here listening to any of this because we have a great time doing this show, and we couldn't do it if people weren't listening. And the fact that we still have a lovely audience of people who continue to tune in every week, A, shocks me, but yes. B, I am extremely, extremely grateful for it. So thank you all for being here. Leighton, thank you for being here for all these many, many years. This is a high point of my week, and I'm glad we get to do this
Brian.
together.
I cherish you guys as I would my own family, and it's been great. Just being close over these years and getting fake pissed and also real pissed at you for your comedy experiences.
It's what I do. It's a service I provide to only my closest friends.
And I'm grateful for it, just like I'm grateful for the listener. If y'all are grateful enough to toss us a few bucks every month, you get access to a ton of content. Go to patreon.com/Leighton Night. You're sick of hearing it.
Those coins together.
I'm sick of saying it. Give him your cold, hard cash. And you know how you make cold cash hard.
You put it in the freezer, and then you rub it.
See you next week, everybody.
Bye. Should I be breathing heavier when I do this?
Goodbye.